20 years of empty claims, with hangars full of garbage and dreams that never came. Now he's fishing for new suckers to store more junk inside, while promising his gullible fans hover cars and free energy rides.
We are working on anti-gravity. As soon as we get financed, which again is coming very soon.
Divine insights were handed down, but now they cost a fee. In the wacky world of Wilcock, that's the way it's gotta be. Financial resets, debts erased, a world so fair and bright. The alliance never came, and neither did his wife. The wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. It's the wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. Just buy my course, $300. Enlightenment's the deal. In the wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. Extraterrestrial pals, they're coming here to stay. Disclosure's always just around, but aliens delay. Law of one, the Bible, Bhagavad Gita, all mixed up in one. David stealing from the best, but his fans think it's a brand new one. Plagiarized and profit, that's his favorite routine. In the wacky world of Wilcock, where nonsense reigns supreme, we'll all get rainbow bodies, whatever that might mean. And Jesus is an alien, the wildest thing you've seen. David's on a hero's journey through dimensions far and wide. Draco reptilians know where he lives, so in his mansion he must hide. Catastrophes and end times were on the brink, he said, but my coffee's brewing nicely, and I'm still in my bed. The wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. It's the wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. Just buy my course, $300. Enlightenment's the deal. In the wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. No one's suffering like David in his mansion grand and tall, with eyes and steak and chicken, he's the loneliest of all. His teeth are fake as his prophecies, and courses that he sells. In the wacky world of Wilcock, he's ringing all the bells.
If we bathe in our own urine, we can gain superpowers. Doing the bath does help. You urinate before you get into the bathtub, and then you drink new water out of a glass, and when you're in the bathtub, you can do a little more.
Buy my course, $300. Enlightenment's the deal. In the wacky world of Wilcock, where make-believe is real. His PowerPoint slides are packed with schizophrenic rants, forced to stream on YouTube now, bankruptcy's a stance. Stavati Aerospace, a Ponzi scheme they say, so pay pigs better pay up, or like Corey Good he'll stay. So many dates, so many dreams, none of them come true. But hey, don't fret, just buy the course and I'll enlighten you.
For God's sake, take the deal, okay? But you have to take the deal and you have to cooperate. Rise, rise, rise. And you feel yourself, kinetic energy of levitation, tingling across your skin.
In 2012, we all ascend, a cosmic shift was due. But here we are in 24, and nothing much is new. Mass arrests and cover busts, beliefs should quake in fear, yet they're still here, sipping wine. And we're all stuck right here, in a world of greer and good, crush and loot. With their claims, nobody tops David Wilcock, with his fringe and wacky games, while they're sharing UFOs and theories kinda tame. David's got aliens who wanna sleep with him and eat him, what a shame. He's the master of the bizarre, with rainbow bodies on display. In the wacky world of Wilcock, where nonsense leads the way. So here's to Dave, the shyster bold, the tale so far-fetched and grand. In his world of make-believe, where fantasy's second-hand, he spins his fairy tales and lies between his YouTube streams, for his cat crystal ladies who gobble up his dreams. your dreams. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers, exposing the truth. Truth seekers, coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Shadows try to hide, no place for them to bide. Light will pierce you through, reveal what is true. Running from your fears, can't escape the sears. Truth will hunt you down, tear apart your crown. Truth seekers, exposing the truth. Truth seekers, coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes. Eyes wide open now, truth you can't disavow. Echoes through the halls, crashing all your walls. Truth seekers, exposing the truth. Truth seekers, coming for you. Uncover the lies, open your eyes.
Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. And I am incredibly happy and thankful to be back after a bit of a medical mystery. Some of you are aware that quite some time ago, I experienced a brain aneurysm, an unruptured brain aneurysm, and then that aneurysm was so-called repaired, and that was over 15 years ago. That was sort of my first, I would say, near-death experience, I guess, or brush with a very serious medical illness which could cause death. And it made me feel incredibly weak and mortal for a time, but then incredibly full of gratitude and thankfulness that I survived that. It's very common that these aneurysms just burst and shoot a whole lot of blood onto your brain, which causes you to immediately stroke out and die. I haven't given much thought to my medical problems for quite some time. You know, I haven't had any serious medical problems for quite some time. And, you know, you start taking things for granted. And I also, I suppose, didn't really think much about my vision disability or anything like that. So several weeks ago, I'm trying to finish building this cabin before winter comes. That's now off the table. You know, life is what happens when you're busy making plans. So I sucked in a bunch of concrete dust, and then I started violently puking. I had a very bad, violent reaction to this cement dust being ingested. And I puked my brains out. Turns out that's really bad if you're puking that violently and having dry heaves even for an aneurysm sort of situation, even in your past. And all those years ago, I had what was called a coiling procedure, where basically they take a tiny filament, I think it's platinum, and they wrap it around the aneurysm so that it doesn't pop and kill you. That would be in a blood vessel. And so for whatever reason, they think it was the violent reaction to the cement dust. That aneurysm began rupturing again, shooting blood onto my brain. So I experienced what they call a brain hemorrhage, which just means bleeding on the brain. And by the way, I'm sharing all of this just to dispel all of the rumors. Boy, what a rumor mill. And these are just the ones I've heard. Steve's not streaming because his wife threw him out of the house. Steve's not streaming because he got evicted from his house and they foreclosed on his house. And various other rumors, including that I died suddenly. And that's why there was no word from me. No, the truth is, I went to the doctor as scheduled, and the doctor, as soon as she examined me, was concerned enough to send me straight to the ER and call ahead. And I immediately got, some imaging done, and they saw that I had a brain bleed, a hemorrhage, and scheduled me with a neurologist and a neurosurgeon. And that's another stupid rumor. There's actually people out there saying that Steve faked this for sympathy donations or something stupid like that. There's been several people saying that. I don't know who would fake a life-threatening illness, but I'm not one of those people. I even thought about releasing some of my medical records, but then I thought, like, I don't have to do that. I don't know. So to dispel the rumors, no, the wife didn't throw me out. My home is fine. It's there's no banknote on my home, by the way. So somebody saying that my house got foreclosed on, that's pretty retarded, right? I don't know. I don't even, whatever. But to just set the record straight. So this is what happened. So I go to the ER, and they immediately are very, very concerned. And they put me in the neurocritical care unit, which is like intensive care unit for people with neurological or, pending neurosurgery. And I was there for, I think it's 11 or 12 days and nights. So a little bit of an unscheduled vacation. And during those 11 days and nights, or 12 days and nights, I had two separate surgeries. One was another coiling procedure where they take look up coiling neurosurgery. They take it's like a ultra thin wire, I guess. And, other people are saying, oh, he's faking it. He couldn't have had two brain surgeries in 11 days or 12 days, however long. Well, okay. They didn't cut my head open. And they do this procedure through a catheter. They either go through the wrist, which they did one surgery through my wrist. The other surgery they did through my groin. And so people who don't like me will be happy to hear that I've had a sore groin for more than a week now. I don't know, for whatever reason, they couldn't do the second surgery through the wrist. So, they go in through the groin, up through the artery, and do whatever they're doing. It's pretty incredible science that they have now. Back in the day, the only thing they could do is cut your skull open and get to whatever they had to get to and then put everything back. Luckily, it's a lot more traumatic, less traumatic now. So to dispel all the rumors, I'm alive and well. I'd like to be able to say that I'm, perfectly healthy, but that's not the case. These sort of things take an incredible amount of time to recover from. The last time this happened to me 15 or so years ago, it took me, I'd say, a year and a half until I felt strong and healthy and myself before the event happened again. This time, I really don't think that it's going to take that long, but I'm on an incredible amount of different medications. I feel like an old man. I got the old man bag with all the pills in it. I'm on a blood thinner. I'm on sodium tablets for whatever reason, some kind of brain spasm medication and blood thinners. And these things tend to make you very, I would say, just weak and tired. Today I walked for the first time since I've been home from the hospital. I walked to the bus stop to get my son. And even that was a little bit of difficulty, right? And so, but here I am, and I'm walking and I'm breathing. And, I have to tell you the truth, though. I have felt off since this started. And, I think that's kind of natural because you just got confronted with your mortality. You got confronted with this strange reality that all of this could end tomorrow. It could be lights out. I mean, none of us know how much time we have been gifted with. So when something like this happens, and this happened to me the last time, so I'm a little more prepared for it this time. The last time I had sort of like a crisis, right? This time I feel this existential dread, but I'm also incredibly grateful. And my thanks to the doctors and the incredible nurses at Jefferson Hospital in Abington, Pennsylvania. They're just an incredible group of people and staff, and so focused on, helping people who are helpless. And that's another thing as a man. It's not a good feeling to be laid up in a hospital bed, unable to do anything for yourself, and having to depend on other people. But luckily, the staff there and the neurosurgeon and everybody was incredible, especially the nurses, and not so much the food people. You know what they say about hospital food? It's one step above jail food. But I survived. I will say also I'm off my carnivore diet, which is unfortunate because I went off. I can understand going off your diet to really eat a lot of, really delicious food, but to go off your diet to eat hospital food, I just didn't know what to do. Like, am I supposed to tell these people, hey, listen, I'm on a meat only diet, so bring me bacon and steaks 3 days, 3 meals a day. Don't bring me any of this instant mashed potatoes and other garbage. But I just thought I didn't want to be difficult or a hassle. So off went the diet, and I'm still off of it right now, but I'm enjoying home food much better. I want to take a moment to thank all of you kind and generous benefactors. And I had to have a laugh because while I was in the hospital in the intensive care unit, having having 2 brain surgeries, people were buying me a beer. The whole time I'm in the hospital, I'm getting messages, notifications. So-and-so bought you a beer and so-and-so bought you a beer. And I just want to thank you all because that cracked me up that my degenerate audience found out that I'm in the hospital. And what do? They buy me beers. But thank you very much. And we're going to take a moment to recognize all of you kind and generous benefactors. Yeah, I've got 3 weeks to make up for, so please do be generous with the donos. Legal Eagle is here and says, Wilcock is backpedaling. Yes, I am aware, and we're going to get into that tonight. And thank you, Legal Eagle, for being a show supporter. And by the way, thanks to everybody who sent me a PayPal or buy me a coffee or whatever. It was very nice to see all the support. And a big thanks to Arlene, our moderator, and to Spooky. Spooky was kind of the communications conduit. Honestly, while I was in the intensive care unit, it was very difficult for me to communicate because I was so medicated. Let's just put it that way. So thanks to Spooky for communicating in our Discord, and also thanks to Arlene, who every time somebody wished me well, screen captured it and sent it to me. Those things put a smile on my face the whole time that I was laid up there. And it's nice to know that so many people missed me and cared. And again, that gives me an attitude of gratitude and just, I'm so thankful to be back here. Sometimes we take the things we get to do in life for granted. And I've certainly been one of those people. You just kind of get used to it. Well, I get to do this. The thought of not being able to do this anymore was like horrific to me. And by the way, I did, my prognosis is very good, but there is going to be some long-term consequences, like my vision getting worse, it's kind of disappointing and depressing to me because my vision was bad enough. I didn't need something like this to further, disable me. But thank you, Legal Eagle, for your kindness, generosity, and support. We have Tony Hugecock. There's another degenerate in my audience. I'm glad you're back, Stephen. I almost gave my life savings to Wilcock today, but seeing you alive and well made me see the light. Here's my tithe. Well, thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Big support. Thank you, Tony Hugecock. And he just sends those super chats, so I have to say Hugecock over and over again. Trolly troll. Glad you're back, bud. Maybe David Wilcock can revive his moribund career by having Asmongold on his show. Yes, I saw it. I gotta say, DSP for the win. He pigmatized Asmongold and got $1,500 in donos out of it. So good for Darkside Phil, scumbag that he is. I kind of expected I expected Asmongold to go harder at him, but I did not expect Asmongold to just lay down and let him, fuck him in the ass. I mean, this was this was a hell. But I am happy because there's a bunch of people on Twitter going, Steve Cambion had the best interview yet. Nobody will ever top Steve Cambion's DSP interview. Thank you, Trolly Troll Troll. And we've got Tim Curley saying, welcome back, Stephen. Thank you, Tim Curley, who's been a longtime show supporter. And Echo is here, also longtime show supporter, saying welcome back. Well, we appreciate all the kindness, generosity, and support. I'm going to try to read them out quick and get to some content. Humbled Honey. David Wilcock gave you well wishes on one of his shows. Yeah, I have the clip. We'll play it. He tried to pretend he was human. This is a guy who said, for those that don't know, somebody in David Wilcock's chat said, Stephen Cambion's having brain surgery. We should pray for our enemies. So David Wilcock said something nice. This is the same guy who told everybody I was a PDF file, a child predator, a Satan worshiper, that I was a terrorist worse than the Unabomber, right? That I got him swatted and all these other, I'm stealing money from his bank account. If I really did all those things, would he wish me well while I was having a life-threatening illness? I don't think so. More proof, Humboldt Honey, that he is a lying scumbag. And thank you, Humboldt Honey. And thanks also for being a member. Falling Starlight says, you don't owe anything to anyone. Thanks for your work. Well, one moment. Most of me agrees with you. But I really don't like random strangers filling in the blanks for people as to my medical condition, as to what happened to me, as to why I'm not streaming, as to why I'm not doing shows or what's going on. And that's kind of what happened. Some scumbags rushed into the vacuum there and like, oh, I know what's going on with him. No, you don't. It's truly the only people who really knew what was going on with me for most of that time was my family, Spooky, and a few other people. Eileen here. As much as I was able to communicate, and some of my friends, close friends and family, but it is what it is, Falling Starlights. And thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Thanks for appreciating us. Keto Naturally. Is it Keto Naturally? I'm sorry. Keto Naturally saying welcome back. Thank you. Happy. I can't tell you how happy I am to be back here, because when I learned that I was going to have to go through not one, but two surgeries, both requiring general anesthetic, which, by the way, I don't tolerate general anesthetic well, I was very worried, because anytime you're going to take that anesthetic, you might, it's basically, I called it Michael Jackson juice, because that's what it is. There's propofol in that, among other things. It's quite a cocktail. And I was concerned that I would not wake up from the anesthetic. That's always a fear of mine. I don't like general anesthetic at all. And also, the surgeries could go bad and you could stroke out and die right on the operating table. Anytime somebody is working on something inside your brain, it's not a safe, situation. But thank you, Keto Naturally, for your kindness. And Falling Starlight says, take care of yourself, man. Good to see you. Well, it's good to be back. And thank you, Falling Starlights, for your kindness. And Moth Loves Detracting, welcome back. Yes, we are here. And we've got Willpower 26 says, glad you're back. I can't tell you, like I said, how happy I am to be here. And thank you for all the well wishes, all of you. And Noka 48N, Stephen is back. Glad to see you're doing well. Well, like I said, I'm doing as well as can be expected under the circumstances. I don't feel quite right yet. And it may be quite some time before I do. But I'm here and I'm walking and I'm talking and I'm breathing and I'm, at home with my children and my family where I should be, to recover for the long haul. Garage G, are you going to start shaving down there now? Funny you should mention that, Garage G, because I had quite this, my wife calls it the Sasquatch going on. Like if I don't manscape for a while, my wife says, do something about the Sasquatch, bro. Like she prefers it a little manscaped, and you got to give your woman whatever she prefers, right? So that I generally do, but I've been, it's almost winter. I haven't been doing that. And when you got to get that catheter through your groin, so basically a total stranger to me, a woman nurse had to shave my balls. Not my balls, but around my balls. I don't know. They have to clear the area for the catheter to get in. And I was very embarrassed by the whole situation, Garaji. Made me wish I did that before I went to the doctor. But who thinks I'm going to the doctor? I better shave my balls and manscape up. But thank you, Garaji, for your kindness, generosity, and long-term show support. And we've got here Katie Death Squad with 5. With your recent health episode, who has more brain damage, you or David Wilcock Whale? Definitely a David Wilcock Whale. Katie Death Squad, we thank you for your kindness. And we have Anime Chris is here, who's also a longtime show supporter, who says, welcome back, Steve. Praise the cash. Yes. Thank you, Anime Chris. And I want to also thank everybody that bought me a beer, everybody that sent a PayPal pledge, and everybody that, I had a few people contact me offering to loan me money or something, or give me money if I need. I'm good, but I thank you. It does suck to see that wheel, the hamster wheel of YouTube, come grinding to a halt. And I also want to thank all of you people who supported these rebroadcasts. I just wanted to keep that wheel moving, even just a little bit, until I was feeling up to doing live shows again, which I kind of feel like I am now. But like I said, I still feel off. And just to finish, so I had a coiling procedure. And after the coiling procedure, they had to wait some time to make sure that was not continuing to leak. And I was in a tremendous amount of pain, because what happens is when you have a brain bleed is the blood starts leaking out. And in my case, it leaked out through my back and my spinal column and down my lower back. And you basically feel like you're crawling out of your skin in pain. One thing I will say is that there's been a marked difference between 15 years ago when I had this kind of situation and now. Now, no opiates, none. And but I have to say, I would have said yes if they would have offered, but they don't. It looks like the attitudes towards those things have changed quite significantly. Yeah, and thank you, Arlene, who's reminding people you can join the True Seekers Discord for more conversation and updates. Phil blowing up my DMs late at night. How do you know if it's tight enough, not too tight? I don't know. Yeah, God bless you, Steve. We need you for a new Griff month. Can't tap out yet. Yeah, I got to tell you the truth, that one of my concerns with my health situation was that the show would just end abruptly, right? And I'm going to have to talk to Spooky about this. Like, maybe I got to make a sorry I'm dead, I really enjoyed being the host here message or something, just in case. Like, I don't know. I was very concerned that I would not be able to return here. And that would leave the show just sort of like, you ever have a favorite TV show and they end it and they don't really end it? It just kind of ends, That was one of my concerns, right? But I'm glad that I'm able to return, and hopefully I feel weak and I feel kind of beat up. And this is understandable considering, 12 days in a hospital, 2 brain surgeries. Oh, so the second surgery, after they were sure that the aneurysm was no longer leaking, I believe the second one, and it's hard to explain, but I had one aneurysm, and that created a secondary aneurysm. The first aneurysm kind of blew up. I don't know. So they coiled the first one, they coiled the second one. And then what they did is they put a catheter in the artery to prevent any blood from continuing to go in either of those aneurysms. So it's kind of like a patch job. And interesting, it's nitinol, which is, believe it or not, what a lot of people will say the Roswell memory metal is nitinol. It's a combination of nickel and aluminum and something else, I think. But anyway, did I faint? No, I didn't faint. I just felt like I had the worst splitting headache of my life, right? Yeah, we'll be getting to the locales. Relax. Yeah. So I have the second procedure, which is a stent to prevent blood from going in that aneurysm, and it looks like I should be okay. So we thank all of you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Uh, oh, I almost missed one. Did I miss some? Oh, no, I missed one. Okay. So we thank Dave Whitman, who says, praise the cash and praise Ra. The boss is back. Yeah. And I want to thank Charles McDonald, who I think bought a bunch of YouTube channel memberships during the replays while we were doing that. And all of you people who super chatted during that, thank you all for your contributions and support. Now let's get to, well, first let me put my fair use banner up. Oh, and that's another thing I would like to say. Sometimes in life, it's best to just walk away from stressful situations and not allow them to affect you. I really think that part of why this happened to me is because I was too stressed. I had too much on my plate. And, by the way, I had a lot of show stress related to false copyright claims. James Fox can suck a dick. There, I said it. The creator of the Phenomenon film, or, the program, he can suck a dick, James Fox. They filed a false DMCA takedown request, resulting in a hard strike on my channel. This is before my health incident. I filed the appeal, and the health incident happened while I was waiting for the resolution to that. Essentially, James Fox didn't like my review of the worst UFO or alien documentary and most deceptive one ever made in the history of deceptive UFO or alien documentaries, called The Program. So him and his, distribution media company that he distributes his film for filed a false takedown request. Well, they filed a takedown request claiming I violated their copyright. And it was so clearly fair use. And they claimed a bunch of material in my video that they didn't even own. I was using slides from something else that's not in their film. I'm going to rebroadcast just the part that they claimed, because basically I ripped James Fox, the program, completely and totally apart, ripped it to shreds. And what did I get for that? I got a hard copyright strike on my channel, because James Fox is a coward, an intellectual weakling, and a UFO grifting, profiteering scumbag. That's who James Fox really is. He is a scumbag, because there's hundreds of reviews of the program on YouTube. Do you know how many of them are really scathingly bad reviews? One, mine, that I was able to find. I'm sure there may be more, but I wasn't able to find any real negative ones, at least not quite as negative as mine, where I systematically took apart everyone in his film, making out of this world statements as being a complete and total wackadoo. He had a girl that's psychic that takes $150 to talk to people's dead grandmoms. He had Jason Sands, who said he was sent on a secret mission to murder aliens, right? And he doesn't tell you any of that in the movie. He just tells you the stuff that sounds believable that they said, So James Fox can suck a dick. James Fox is everything wrong with this world. If you're such an egomaniac, scared, coward little bitch that somebody giving you a bad review and you resort to fake legal nonsense to get the review taken off of YouTube, then you, James Fox, are a piece of shit. And by the way, we have talked about the content Kraken. I'm going to release that on that Coley Weber bitch, and I'm going to release it on James Fox. And I'm just going to keep playing those two videos over and over again on everywhere but YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick, on Facebook, on Twitter, X, whatever. I'm just going to keep playing them over and over again. You didn't want people to see them? I'll make sure many, many more people see them. But let's get to this funny bit, which is David Wilcock pretending to be human. Yeah, he pretended to be human and pretended that, he really wishes me a speedy recovery or something. I don't remember exactly what he said. Let's get into it.
Please, everyone, pray for Stephen. He is having brain surgery. Pray for your enemy. I didn't know that. Is that really true? Wow. Yeah, we do pray for him, even though he's been an antagonist. That's really sad. I hope, if you're telling me the truth, that's really sad. So we hope that he gets through it just fine.
Oh, okay. So he pretended to be human for a minute there, right? Like pretended that he cared if I lived or died. David Wilcock, I am the reason that you're having so much. A lot of people have said that I'm the reason you're having so much financial trouble, because you used to be able to just scam people without a counter voice standing up and saying, excuse me, he's scamming people, right? Oh, we want to thank Sabula Crazy for becoming a new YouTube channel member. That's, oh, there we go. We can put it up on the screen. Thank you, Sabula Crazy. And like I always say, make sure you hit that join button during a live broadcast. So I give you a big shout out, a thank you, and welcome. Sabul's Crazy, I think is the better way to say that, became a YouTube channel member. So thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. It is much, much appreciated. And we've got Christine64. Thank God you are doing better. Thank God you're here, Christine. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see everybody. I'm so happy to be here. And thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Much, much appreciated. Because you can't scream out broke, bald, gay for a while. Says Chris Demarius. Yes, you're going to have to do it for me. No, I can, I'm trying to not. It's so funny. Arlene Chris said, I hope you're doing like a calmer show so you don't blow a gasket on your first couple of live shows back. But I think Wilcock is the easy, low-hanging fruit. So you're going to have to do it for me. We'll do our best. David Wilcock is broke. He is bald. And he is gay. That is definitely a thing. Thank you for your kindness. I wish it would go by my username and not @ so that it wouldn't seem like a newbie and not a 12-month member. Well, thank you for being a member for so long. We appreciate you very much. So Wilcock pretending that he cares if I live or die, that's just him playing the part, love and light and all. What else is he going to say? I hope that fucking guy dies on the operating table so I can keep scamming losers. That's what he was thinking, in my opinion. Okay, so we've got sort of a short one tonight, but it doesn't have to be. As long as I'm not feeling like I'm going to pass out or something. Oh, that's another thing. Spooky just figured out, like, somebody's got to have admin access to my streaming software. And I go, well, yeah, that might be a good idea, but what do you mean, Spooky? Spooky's like, well, what if you stroke out, like, or you pass out during a live show and nobody turns it off and you're just there like, I'm like, well, that would be one way to get a viral video finally on YouTube, right? If I stroke out during a live broadcast. I'm not planning on stroking out, but it's something to think about. We're going to have Spooky have admin access. So Spooky can, turn the video off, right? Yeah. Anime Chris with another one. If David really wanted to show empathy, he could have offered you the use of one of the Alliance's med beds. He's broke. He's a bum. That is correct, Anime Chris. I totally agree with you 100%. Yeah, don't pull a Mersh. Yeah, I told Spooky about that. Spooky didn't believe me. There's a guy named Mersh who, he has mini strokes on stream while he's drinking and doing all kinds of drugs. I think Xanax and stuff, right? Macario Mend is here. We're just getting to your clips, and thank you, Macario Mend, for making it easy for me, right? Oh, God, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I'm sure he was hoping I would die. There's a lot of people were hoping I would die, I think. But I'm glad that I was able to... Yeah, Macario tried to keep up with the clips. Well, this is what I was saying. It doesn't have to be a short show. We're going to go through the latest clips, and if people still want me to, we'll go through some of the others. But I missed 3 live shows, I think, Macario Men. Tony Hugecock is here just to make me say Hugecock over and over again. Hey, Steve, I just want to let you know, no matter how far down you go, you won't be Phil. Praise be, Steve. And that's right. No matter how bad shit gets, I'm not Dark Side Phil. I couldn't believe that Asmongold thing today, Tony Hugecock. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Yes, so I am alive and well. And to dispel any more rumors, I wasn't abducted by aliens. I didn't get kidnapped by the men in black because I'm getting too close to the truth about aliens either. So bull's crazy. Female cop, gun drawn, Akron, Ohio. Mersh horse stroke sounds. Yeah, what's going on with that? I heard something about like a cop knocked on his door to arrest some other dude, but I don't really know the Mersh lore, so I don't know. Yeah. You're closer to the goal than normal. So once the goal is hit, you have to do the extra time or whatever it is. Well, I thought I'd do an Ask Me Anything, but we could go through more clips as well, right? I had a feeling all along that the concrete episode was what triggered your health problems. I was really worried. Glad you are back. Well, I'll tell you what, I will never be around cement or mortar mix without a fucking respirator for the rest of my life. A little scary, right? Yeah. Breathing in cement dust is really not recommended medically. Like, don't do that. Wear the proper protective gear. So this is what David Wilcock shared about the latest Scream. He brings you high-octane disclosure with a deep dive into ancient history of our solar system. Insiders say George Lucas was tipped off about the Death Star and based it on real tech next door. This Sunday, disclosure comes alive. You will see NASA images that suggest gigantic build-outs within entire moons in our solar system. Yeah, he didn't deliver on that. He showed nothing like that. Our own moon apparently has an elaborate built-out inside of it. He showed no proof of that. Montauk insider Dr. Bruce Parrott revealed this was the secret story behind the sci-fi classic Forbidden Planet. He didn't prove anything about that. We will discuss the Law of One, the ancient builder race, ancient glass pyramids and obelisks, and the destruction of Mars and Maldek civilizations. Okay. These Death Stars apparently served as protective quarantine system for our solar system and was deactivated after the planets blew up. This allowed the Draco reptilians to infest our solar system shortly thereafter, within as little as 25,000 years. Yeah, and then the Draco reptilians came and they butt-banged David Wilcock. According to him, he got butt-banged by reptilian aliens. Just say no to boring old narratives and come party with David this Sunday. These are all boring old narratives, though. These are all recycled old bullshit stories. Multiple top insider testimonies come together. Dr. Pete Peterson, Montauk Daniel. The Montauk Project was about dudes that like to watch each other jerk off in chairs. And Dr. Pete Peterson wasn't a doctor. His education was completely and totally fake. And William Tompkins was just a senile old man that liked to tell stories about how the government gave him sexy alien chicks to be his secretary and shit. Like, it's really not, these are not insiders. These are con artists. These are scammers. But that's what, you know, this is the wacky world of Wilcock. And by the way, I will say that my own recent health scare has changed my attitude about David Wilcock. I mean, he says I hate him, which hate is a very strong word and emotion. I don't know. No, I don't hate him. I'm disgusted by him, and I'm disappointed in him as a human being because he spends all this time scamming vulnerable people who are looking for some kind of answers, and he's pretending to give them the answers for $333. Is that Keanu Creams? Oh, God. Keanu Creams. 2 brain surgeries, and you still look better than Wilcock. Glad to see you back, Stephen. Glad to be back. And what a user ID. Keanu Creams. Every time I think Keanu Creams, I'm thinking of the guy from The Matrix busting a nut on somebody. So thanks for that, right? Yes, Eagle Eric is very glad to see I'm alive and well. Yes, I am. Oh, so my attitude about Wilcock has changed somewhat because, listen, imagine the horror, right? Imagine the horror, the absolute hellish existence that David Wilcock lives in. And by the way, now he's starting to backpedal on all those 2025 ascension predictions, open extraterrestrial, everything he predicted for 2 years. Now he's backpedaling on because he knows there's only one more month and then the year's over. No ascension, no alien contact, no mass arrests. He knows it's all going away. And even his dumb as rocks followers are going to know that he scammed them again and he lied to them and this shit isn't real. So he's backpedaling. But imagine the hellish existence where this clown, by the way, the last stream only did what, $1,500, $1,600. Remember, he has like a $2 million mansion to pay bills on. After YouTube takes their 30% and then the IRS takes their 20 or 30%, is he really going to be able to survive in a multi-million-dollar mansion on like $800 a week? So I feel pity for David Wilcock for the first time in a long time because he has to wake up every day and figure out how to lie to retards on the internet in order to survive. Imagine what kind of a hellish existence that is. I'm sure it's that drive that had driven him to like fake cry on stream. You know, remember when he did that? He like hit the close up right before he started crying and come up with stories like the R pajamas. This dude saved R pajamas, right? From when he was a child and got S8 or something. I don't know if that was by aliens or by a human. I don't know. But he's driven to lie to people every day of his life. So every day he's like, what can we lie about now? What let's put out another fake Pete Peterson video. What a piece of shit, right? And Pete Peterson's a fake doctor. He was a con artist, absolute con artist that did pump and dump stock scams, techno scams. And that's on the record. That's a fact, David Wilcock. And his education is fake. But you go, oh, my number one insider. So David Wilcock is driven to lie to people by pure survival. Could you imagine if you had to come up with lies every goddamn day of your life so that you could survive life? This is what drives him to come up with things like mass arrests are coming soon. Open extraterrestrial contact is coming in 2025. Also, ascension is coming in 2025, and we're all getting superpowers. These are some big lies, David Wilcock, and everybody knows they're lies now because TikTok, motherfucker. I keep saying this, but days until January 1st, 2026. Wow, look at that. We're almost down to a month. Days until, look at that, 37 days left in the year, David Wilcock. And in just 37 more days, everyone will know that you lied and scammed everyone and took $333 or whatever you took. Sometimes you discounted the bullshit. They will know that you scammed them again, claiming that you were a psychic and that you were in touch with what the Archangel Michael. By the way, while I was under general anesthetic, I met the Archangel Michael, and he told me to tell you to go fuck yourself and stop lying to people in his name, you piece of shit asshole. But that's separate. Okay. So in just 37 more days, everybody that you sold that bullshit angel course is going to know that you scammed them and lied to them. It's not looking good for repeat customers, right? If people feel scammed by you, David Wilcock, they're not going to give you another $333, which means you got to find a whole bunch of new retarded people on the internet. You got to find a bunch of new morons to scam next time. And all the people you scammed this time have been burnt. And how many people did you scam with the secret space program shit? They're not buying shit from you. He lives a hellish existence. And in just 37 more days, when January 1st, 2026 hits and no extraterrestrial contact, no mass arrests, no ascension, everyone will know that you scammed them again. How many times are you going to get caught scamming, David Wilcock? The sad boy 91 is here. So you're saying Wilcock must wake up every day to grift, exactly like DSP. Yeah. Yeah. DSP is another one who lives a hellish existence. I have to go twist the arms of retards for 8 hours a day in order to make $300. And not for nothing, the sad boy, but I used to do children's magic shows. I mean, I used to do a lot of magic shows, but one of the things that I did was children's magic shows because I was smart enough to realize that that's half the market. Like, who's hiring to do a magic show? Somebody having a birthday party. But a lot of magicians are too, I don't know. There's a lot of snobby magicians, right? And they want that $1,500 stage show on a Saturday night, and that's their week. They don't want to go around doing kid shows. But anyway, children's magic show. I was in and out in 35 or 45 minutes. 45 most of the time, but still, I got $300 for that. And the kids love the magic show. You feel good. Parents are so happy. And also something I always thought about is these kids and these parents, even everybody here is going to remember me doing this for the rest of their lives if you do a good job. So compare that. Go do a kids magic show for 45 minutes and feel good about yourself. It's a forgotten art. It's a lost art. And I wasn't a slob at it. There's a lot of slob magicians. You'll see them. Go try to hire a magician in your local area, a fat guy in a big fat coat or so, No, I was good at it. I took it seriously. And I did very visual magic with all the sparks and, fire and brimstone and special effects that I could muster. That's a great existence. And some of the other people I knew were like, oh, I don't do kid shows. Well, if you ever get a phone call, give them my number. I'll do it for $300. So imagine that. You're in and out in 45 minutes. Everybody loves it. You're making memories that last a lifetime. And by the way, they come back. They tell all their friends and family, neighbors, whatever, and you get their birthday parties too. Or sitting, playing video games, twisting people's arms and begging like a crackhead for 6 or 8 hours. What a hellish existence DSP leads. I agree with you. I feel pity for him. Matthew A. Wilcock could offer himself to those ETs again for money. Yeah, maybe he could become the reptilian buck bank specialist, Matthew A. But thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. And thank you, the sad boy, as well. And Troll is here. My mom, who I've been taking care of, died a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I still get up thinking I have to get her breakfast. Life's funny. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. What a good son you are, though, Troll. I took care of my mom for 20 plus years after my father died, and it was not easy. My mother had a lot of issues. But you know what they say, honor your mother and father. It's a commandment. You have to. You don't have a choice. You have to honor your father and mother. I'll pray for your mom. I'll put her in my prayers. God bless you, and God bless your family, and God bless your mother. All right, so let's get to the clips. Boy, what happened to those clips? Oh, here we go. I got them. All right, so clips. I'm sorry for taking so long to get to them here. There we go. And he still thinks this is somewhat entertaining or funny somehow.
Gosh, son, you just can't keep on screwing up all the time. If you don't follow through, if you don't have a real life, if you're not actually doing something important, then what the heck is this whole thing about anyway? I don't understand how you can stand there and just tell people that you think it's okay that there's these aliens in the solar system. It's crazy.
I think this is more than performative for him. I think he basically just repeats the shit. Could you imagine being David Wilcock's father? Like, stop talking about aliens on the internet and get a real fucking job, you loser, right? I mean, He is becoming a real locale. That is correct. He's definitely becoming a real locale. Oh, by the way, I want to take a moment to thank you, kind and generous Kick supporters. It's been a rough month, especially on Kick, but we did have some people support us during my downtime. So we want to take a moment to recognize those people. All right, we've had Tampon Blood Magic gifted a sub. Dorwood McSlovich gifted a sub. Ralph Family Treasure subscribed, or Dorwood McSlovich subscribed. Midnight Stream subscribed. Super Money Fist subscribed, and Obedient to Ya gifted a sub just today. So thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support of the show. And we're going to try to start doing some Kick-only shows as soon as I'm able.
Nobody believes that stuff. You've been debunked, okay? You've been completely debunked. You've been discredited. Let's just hang up the phone, give it all up, son, because you know what?
This is funny. His father is telling him he's been debunked. So his father knows he's a bullshitter? Is that what he's trying to communicate here?
Have had it! Woo! Gosh, son, you just can't keep on screwing up all the time.
He really thinks this
follow through.
He does this every
you
show.
Have a real life, if you're not actually doing something important.
Every show he throws this character in. And by the way, he never did characters until he started watching my show with characters. So maybe it's my fault.
Thank you guys for being here today. Please, let's get some super chat donations on the board.
Yeah, listen. This is a marked change. David Wilcock is so desperate for money that now he's directly begging. He's turning into Darkside Phil. He is never directly begged. He is for years, I busted this guy's balls for years because he would get $5,000 in super chats on a live stream and not even thank them. He wouldn't read them. He wouldn't even acknowledge and thank the people sending super chats because he's such a fucking moron. I don't think he understood that people were sending him money during the live broadcast and he's supposed to read them. And I busted his balls so badly about it that then he started reading them. But this is a market change because now David Wilcock is directly begging. Like, dude, you got to send super chats. We really need those super chats. He's turning into Darkside Phil right in front of us. He hasn't gotten a donation yet. After 3 minutes, he's complaining that he hasn't gotten a donation. Then, of course, one of his idiots sends him $333. God damn it.
Thank you guys for being here today. Please, let's get some super chat donations on the board. We haven't had any of those yet, but we need them very much. So
he's been live for 3 minutes, and he's complaining that he hasn't gotten any super chats yet. He's been live for 3 minutes. The dude's only been live for 3 minutes, and he's already complaining. But just like DSP's Pygnosis, it must work because he starts begging for the money, and then immediately somebody sends him $333.
So thank you again in advance for your generous donations. That really does help us out, keep us on the air.
He calls them donations. What are we donating to? Is it his charity? Is it his for-profit company? Are we donating for him to lie to us? Like, I just don't get calling it donations.
The lights on, keep everybody happy.
He's living in a $2 million mansion, and he's saying that he needs your donations to keep the lights on. And you know what? The sad part is that's probably true. His only income was the $258,000 he made last year from YouTube. Or I think that was his only income.
So thank you very, very much. Thank you guys for being here.
I can't believe it. He's already complaining. He needs the money.
And I'm very happy.
You can tell how unhappy, and then he gets that first $333. Who sends David Wilcock $333? Like, what kind of a retarded moron do you have to be to send David Wilcock $333? I want to start interviewing his donors.
And I'm very happy. I'm very happy to be here because it's a wonderful time. We're having
It's a wonderful time to get free money from retards. Yes.
Disclosure moving forward at a breakneck speed. It's been a very busy and intense week in many, many different ways.
Yeah, just this previous week, he said that big disclosures were coming this week, and then nothing happened. Now he's saying, what is he saying? Disclosure is moving at a breakneck speed.
We're having disclosure moving forward at a breakneck speed.
What did I miss disclosure? Did I miss it again? I don't know. I think I missed it.
It's been a very busy and intense week in many, many different ways. Love you, David. You rock. We have various things coming in here. It's been a long 6 years, says Sydney Mansfield. Justified anger, says Rich DeSanks. Oh, there we go. There's one. Thank you, guys. All right.
Some moron sent him $333. Congratulations, moron.
$333. That's what we need to see. More of those. The Ron 0623, you're amazing as usual. Thanks for all you.
Could you imagine somebody sent him $333 and he didn't even read the super chat or thank the person by name? You just got $333 handed to you for free. The least you could do is thank them by name, David Wilcock, you ungrateful bastard.
You do. Namaste. Thank you very much, Ron. Really.
Oh, he did thank him. Okay, I take it back.
Appreciate your help. Vacapalo, 199. Here's the first one to kick up with good luck. Thank you very much.
Was that $1.99 as in $1.99 or $200? Because if this clown just got $500 in super chats in 30 seconds, I'm going to be angry. And I'm trying not to be angry, right? Got to de-stressify myself.
All right. We are in the game. And again, Ron, you're the savior for us here, keeping us on the air. Let's please also smash the like button.
All right. He's starting to figure out how to beg successfully to the whales. So I take back what I previously said. I thought he didn't even thank the guy. Or read his name, but he did. And he baited him to do it again. That's how you grift. That's how you scam them good, Wilcock. Good for you.
The subscribe button if you haven't already done so.
And he's finally learned to ask people to subscribe. That's great.
Thank you, moderators. Somebody just said that. What happened to the Stavati funding? Well, we are in the process.
For those unaware, David Wilcock's Shady Aerospace Company has been in business for 30 years. They've never produced a single product or service, but they always need investment money. What does that tell you about their company? Their only income was from a garbage dumpster company for a while and a sewage company dumping sewage on their property.
Of closing on a few different things. It looks really good.
Oh, he's closing on big deals again. Remember for weeks and weeks and weeks, David Wilcock said that they were closing on big deals. He got over $1,200 in this stream. Yeah, but all right, let's just break it down. I'll get my calculator out, right? Remember, he lives in a $2 million mansion. So if he got, let's say he got 12, let's just do 1,300. He got 1,300 in super chats. But when you take the 30%, let me try this again. Can you believe I worked in accounting? In accounting? All right. So if he had 1,300, and we take 30% of that is 390. So 1,300 minus the 390 for YouTube, that leaves 910. And then, of course, you have to pay federal income tax on that $910. And even if we say, 20% is what his tax bracket is, which is probably higher, but let's be, So what $910 minus the 180 for the taxes, that leaves him with $700 for the week. I don't think he's paying bills on a $2 million mansion on, $2,800 a month. Remember, he was making 10 grand a month or more, 10 to 15,000 a month last year on YouTube. Now he's making 3,000. The money is drying up. And that's why we see Wilcock's increased desperation, where he's begging for the super chats right at the start of the show, right? You must have a sense of humor here. This crap is nuts, right? No, he's got a payment on it still. He's still got a mortgage payment. And he owes $1.5 million to the IRS. He will blow it all at the gay bar. Yeah, or gay hookers or, gay escorts. Yeah.
So anyway, it's all happening. It's all good stuff.
It's all happening. Well, tell us what's happening at Stevati. Have you built an airplane yet after 30 years? No. Is that company a scam then? Did they scam all the investors? According to court documents, at least one investor called them a Ponzi scheme and investment scam. Yeah, David Wilcock will blow more than money. Good one. Yeah, I missed that. How did I miss that one, Sam Corbin? But I'm glad you're here to pick up the slack for me. Yeah, so he knows Stevati is a scam. Otherwise, he'd have actual something to report. After years and years of bragging, he's got nothing to report. All right, let's go to the next one there. Oh, wow. We're going to blow through these pretty quick. So we probably will go through the previous week's stream as well.
Just donated here, $25. Are you following Candace being threatened by various groups? Maybe all these threads will force spiritual disclosure too, 3i being the accelerant. Yes, I've definitely been aware of that.
Yeah, so this will show you like the IQ of David Wilcock's audience. It's the same people who think Candace Owens is a great source of information.
It is upsetting. We're all taking risks here by what we do. She's poked sticks more ways than I have, and so I understand why she has that threat profile.
Yeah, threat profile. That's a new thing from David Wilcock. He keeps mentioning the threat profile against him, against people like Candace Owens and others.
Marlene Bola, have you seen this new film Beyond Disclosure by Corey Good on Amazon Prime? Yes, I have seen some of the movie.
By the way, we're going to be covering that this week. Corey Good bragged about this new documentary for months and months and years, and it looks like it was made by a child. It is so bad. It is so bad. Like, there are AI image generators that could do better than the shit that he's putting out and remember, he said how great it was produced. And he's also, Corey Good is reviewing his own film. The boys over at Hidden in Plain Sight podcast, they have screenshots where it's Spear Being Alliance putting reviews in of the film, giving it glowing reviews, right? Humboldt Honey has been a member for 3 months. His chat is his therapist and they pay him. Yeah, what about that, right? And thank you, Humboldt Honey, for being a member. And Sam Corbin gifted 5 Truth Seekers memberships. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Sam Corbin's a big show supporter and contributor, throwing in some jokes that I miss. And we thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. And for those who are missing the David Wilcock sexy bumpers, I'm trying not to use them because for whatever reason, a great number of our David Wilcock streams keep getting demonetized. So I think it's the sexy bumpers, David Wilcock with the big milkers and, so we're going to try to not throw those in and see if we still get demonetized here. Call it an experiment. Yeah, I kind of agree with this. Let's Magus says Candace is evil, how she's grifting off of her friend's murder and making up horrible lies about him. She is willing and happy to help his killer get free of charges and mistrial just to push her conspiracies. All you need to know about Candace Owens is that she unironically interviewed and platformed Ashton Forbes, the MH370 hoax video promoter. She's so retarded she didn't know those videos are fake, right? Well, thank you. Wadsik is here and says, Stephen, so glad you're back and doing okay. I live 15 minutes from Jefferson and Abington. I'd have brought you a brokey beer if I knew. Yeah, I'm sure my nurses would have loved that, right? My wife actually came in a bunch of times with food because and listen, I don't like to complain. They took such good care of me, but the food was a mess. Watch sick. And it wasn't just that the food was a mess, is that they didn't get anything right. For those unaware, when you're in the hospital, they give you this menu and you got to circle what you want. They fucked everything up. They never gave me what I ordered, right? To the point of giving me fish when I ordered Salisbury steak or meatloaf, to the point of like, I don't know. I ordered hot tea every meal and they gave me coffee every meal. I felt like I was in jail after a while. I started making hot tea just from the faucet, Just put a couple extra tea bags in there, right? Save the milk, order the milk, and just I felt like I was in jail after a while. But thank you, Watch Sick. Let's continue here. We'll see what else this moron has to say.
Haven't seen the whole thing, but yes, that did just come out. So we also...
He's so uninterested in Corey Good's latest scam that he hasn't even watched the movie, right? And by the way, it was terrible. And we're going to cover it.
Have Carol Vieira.
And yes, listen, you know how bad Corey Good's latest documentary is? It's so bad, it's not available on any pirate sites, or so I'm told. Not that I would encourage piracy, but, in a case of a scammer, a lot of people don't really want to give him money just to watch it and make fun of it, and I get that. But I'm going to give Corey Good the $5 just so that I can watch it, take notes, and rip it to shreds. And for those unaware, Corey Good is basically just retconning his whole secret space scam. And everybody else is the bad guy, right? Ha ha! Tim Curley got a free membership, I think, from Sam Corbin, and thank both of you for that. And this, my friends, is why you got to hit that subscribe button. There's already been 5 free gifted memberships, but in order to win a gifted membership, you must be a subscriber and be in the live chat. So if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, it really does, and you could win a free membership if nothing else.
Please pray for us in Brazil. Dictatorship is here. Sorry to hear that, but anyway. Yeah, so...
Am I wrong, or is that keyboard behind him something new? So I guess he's pretending he could play the guitar and the keyboard now, but he never will on stream? That's interesting.
Lots of good things are going on, and we're having a good time.
Somebody just said, Candace Owens is under all this threat, and I'm living in a dictatorship, and he says, lots of good things are going on. We're having a good time. Great. Great job, moron.
CEFN says, why don't they just try to be nice? Surely they could invent a loosh factory to make synthetic loosh. I don't know. There are bugs that eat poop. Your dog drops a dookie. Some bugs are going to come out and eat that.
He can't help talking about shit. Every stream, he finds an excuse to talk about shit, whether it's his own bowel movements, his constipation, dog shit all over his house from his dying dog that was, had bloody diarrhea. He always finds a reason to talk about shit. Maybe he's got a scat fetish. He's one of those dudes, likes to lick buttholes and eat shit out of people's assholes. I don't know.
CEFN says, why don't they just try to be nice? Surely they could invent a loosh factory to make synthetic loosh. I don't know. There are bugs that
This
eat
is true,
poop.
Ray Gunner.
Your dog drops a dookie. Some bugs are going to come out and eat that.
Quartering segment. Let's
It's kind
go.
of like the universal equivalent. There's a negative path and a positive path, and various spiritual teachings talk about this. The negative path
Stop it.
feeds on negativity, but it's allowed to exist by the universe to inspire movement and growth. That's a very important point.
I think she went too
CEFN says,
far
why
too,
don't they
Patty.
just try to be nice? Surely they could invent a loosh factory to make synthetic.
He's got to talk about poop. It's like his required poop segment, I guess.
Thank you, Jim. We really appreciate your help. We are doing really great here. We're already almost at $1,000 of donations.
Less than 1 hour in, almost at $1,000, and he asks for more. And just a comment on his echo chamber. Osiris Christensen says, I made one comment about his dog and I got banned right away. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. And by the way, I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe it was my recent health scare. I was going through our community section of YouTube and I just unbanned almost everybody. I don't even remember why some of those people were banned. I think some of them were banned for talking about my wife or my children in the live chat. Everybody's got a line, and mine is don't involve my wife or my children in this show. They're not a part of the show. So I unbanned everybody, and that's interesting. But in David Wilcock's chat, you can't even talk about his dog and how he let the dog die and suffer a slow death instead of take it to the vet. You get banned, right?
For the day. That's wonderful. Both Mist and Riven were awesome.
So yeah, let's keep those donations coming. We want to get it a little higher if we can.
Let's keep those donations coming. The DSP has Darkside Phil possessed David Wilcock. Taratina unbanned. Did I miss something from JCS Pad? Let me know if I missed something. Yes, he's really turning into DSP. I mean, listen, he is full on having a boardroom meeting. Okay, guys, we made $1,000, but we got to get some more donations and get that higher up.
Mist and Riven were awesome. So yeah, let's keep those donations coming. We want to get it a little higher if we can. That would be great.
Less than 1 hour in, $1,000 in donations, and he wants more. We got to get it higher, guys. Richard Warner says, Steven sounds good, completely healed. Well, as I mentioned, I don't quite feel like myself again, but I'm very concerned about the state of the show. That's been one of my major concerns with coming back here is I worked so hard to build the show, and if you take a month off, the live viewers goes to shit, the views goes to everything goes to shit if you take a few weeks off. And the universe and the AI algorithm gods and YouTube don't care if you're taking time off to just go be lazy and party or because you just had 2 brain surgeries. They don't care. The hamster wheel grinds to a halt. The views grind to a halt. The live viewers all go away. And then you got to take months and months and months to build the show back to where it was before you took those few weeks off, which is why I never take weeks off. In fact, I think we're up to, this would be, maybe I took 3 weeks off for this whole medical event, 2 or 3. The last time that I took 2 or 3 weeks off was for a medical event, and that was 4 or 5 years ago. So I just don't take the vacations, but I'm feeling better enough to keep going and to try to save the show from the algo nightmare that happens after you take a few weeks off, right? Next clip here.
Aaron Green, I bet Joe Rogan is a big.
Yeah, this one's great. So David Wilcock, somebody in David Wilcock's chat said that Joe Rogan is a big fan of David Wilcock. Nothing could be further from the truth. Joe Rogan has trashed David Wilcock on his show 2 or 3 times, right? Oh, you're right. You're right. John Christian Spadavaccia. You should talk about Stavati's car storage plans and getting denied by the town of Niagara. I have that on my notes here on my list of things to do, JCS Pad. We'll get into that. So Joe Rogan trashed David Wilcock a bunch of different times on his show. David Wilcock will never, ever be on the Joe Rogan show. And he knows that because he knows that he's been trashed by Rogan multiple times. And we have the clips here to share with you.
Aaron Green, I bet Joe Rogan is a big fan of yours, but he's not allowed to say so. I bet
not
he's
a fan
now. Joe, you should have David on your show. That would be the best. I doubt that's ever going to happen, but you know, the rules and whatever probably not going to happen.
Rules.
You know the guy in the beginning of your video that says that you're a genius, David Wilcock. You know
Get him, Joe Rogan.
Do you know that he also thinks that he's Edgar Casey reincarnated? Shows you pictures of
I have
Edgar
no
Casey,
idea. That's news to me.
Edgar Casey's friends and how his friends look like Edgar Casey's friends.
Really?
You ever watched any of that guy's lectures?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad to be back too, Pig Monster 220.
I want to do a little editing. Might want to do a little editing with that one. Not saying that anything else.
Do a little editing. Yes, I am okay. You know, I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there.
What's David Wilcock? You know, David? No. I got another one? Really?
That guy says that he is the reincarnation of Edgar Casey. Do you know that? Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard.
Do you know who Edgar Casey is?
Yeah, of course.
Famous psychic who never really figured out anything.
Understood.
Yeah. No, David Wilcock, there are no rules. Joe Rogan, and listen to the shit that Joe Rogan platforms. The total bullshit hucksters like Elizondo, all the other scammers he lets on his show. Not you, dude, because he knows that you're full of shit, bro.
Aaron Green.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. Let's go to the next.
Ed Creed or David, are you still planning a conference? $50 donation. Maybe in the future. Thank you for the donation, by the way. We're not.
Yeah, thank you for the $50. Fuck you. I'm not doing any live shows because nobody's going to show up. He knows that he can't get 1,000 people to show up to see him. Him and Corey Good did an event and they only had 150 people show up from the whole world.
Not doing one right now. Ed Creeder.
And I guess David Wilcock wasted all that time. For those unaware, David Wilcock was collecting rocks around his property so that he could give you a free rock if you attended his live event. Kino Yuga just became a YouTube channel member. And as I always say, if you give us, if you become a YouTube channel member during a live broadcast, we give you a big shout out and thank you. So big shout out and thank you to Kino Yuga 9229, who just became a YouTube channel members. Now you get access to our members only section and a bunch of extra goodies like a YouTube channel member badge and more. FP Usoff says you should do a deep dive on Edgar Casey and all his nonsense. I have. I haven't done a show specifically about Edgar Casey, but I do have folders and folders full of his failed predictions. I started putting a show on him together quite some time ago, and that's one of those never finished things, which is another thing about my health scare that bothered me. You know, we all have unfinished things. I tend to have more than most. So I'm going to be concentrating on finishing unfinished things the best that I can for the next, I don't know, 6 months. You know, this kind of health scare kind of puts things in perspective. Like, you know, I got a bike of my son's that I have had to work on for a while. I've got half or 3/4 of the way built cabin, which, by the way, those have asked me, the cabin build is off until spring. So Kino 1646, happy you are back. Well, I'm happy to be here. Or is it Keen 1646? I'm sorry. I see Kino everywhere now. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. And Tim Curley with 5. Corey and David's last conference was at the Best Western. Yeah, nothing says big star like going to see a big star at the Best Western, right? Do I have any good videos about these guys and their lore on YouTube? Yeah, there's 12-hour deep dives. Just go to our video section. In these past couple of weeks, we've rebroadcast a whole bunch of 12-hour deep dives. They're kind of lore dumps. So lore dump on David Wilcock, lore dump on Corey Good, lore dump on Ross Coulthard, the UFO scammer, on Lou Elizondo, the fake Pentagon UFO program director that never ran a Pentagon UFO program director, and more. All right, let's see here.
David, are you still planning a conference? $50 donation, maybe in the future?
Yeah, so I'm sorry if you were really looking forward to getting your free rock from David Wilcock and seeing him live.
Donated?
Yo, someday when he does a live event, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I might have to disguise myself because he's not going to let. They'll throw me out. They won't let me in there. The casino needs Steven back. Yeah, that's another thing on my list of things to do that's kind of unfinished. I feel like, yeah, maybe I'll get back there soon. I'm willing to do it whenever they need me or ask me or whatever. And maybe we'll do that. And by the way, big thanks to Andy and big thanks to PPP, who were very kind to me and sent me some really nice, well wishes as well. Those guys were kind of shocked, like, Steven's having brain surgery? Like, what's going on? It was really nice to get a message from both of them. And, I wish them all the luck in the world. And it looks like they feel the same back at me. So, good for that. That was probably my favorite collab since I started this show. And I would be absolutely happy to do some more collaborating with those guys.
$5. Thank you very much. And again,
and by the way, while I was in the hospital, I was cracking up watching some of their shows. My wife brought me a laptop because the only other thing to do there was cable TV, like old school cable TV. Does anybody remember this? Where it was like 3 minutes of show, cliffhanger ending to get you to sit through the next set of commercials. It's like 3 minutes of a show. 6 minutes of commercials, and then repeat 3 minutes of show, 6 minutes of commercials. It was terrible. My wife brought me a laptop. I started watching some of their shows because I never get to watch like 6-7 hours of them. I love the quartering segments and the Ralph. Holy shit, man. Or have them come here to felt UFO frauds like Wilcock. Yeah, maybe I'll try to have one of them or both of them on. But here's what I always say. The worst person to ask to go do a guest spot with you is a guy who already has his own show. Because that's how I feel. When people ask me to guest, I'm like, I'd really like to help you, but, you know, I got a full-on week just trying to keep my hamster wheel turning, you know. Oh, and that's another thing that I decided. I'm going to make more time. So if you have a show with a decent viewership, and by that I mean, I don't know, you know, don't message me if you have 200 subscribers on YouTube and you get 4 live viewers for your shows and want me to do a 4-hour show. I just don't have time. But if it's something mutually beneficial and you have about the same number of subscribers as me or audience as me, and we could both benefit, sure, message me. And I'm going to try to find time to do more guest spots because I realized that the guest spots help drive subscribers here and get new viewers, and I should be doing more of that, but it's just one of those things, right? Did you know, Stephen, that some people in the back rooms are talking? Why? Nobody is talking to moi. So funny. Well, I don't know. You know, I get ignored a lot, usually by my wife.
If you can donate to us, we're doing really well here. We're up to about $1,200 so far.
There we go. The boardroom
there is
meeting.
A split going on, so I don't get all of that, but it does definitely help. So thank you very much, everybody.
There's a split going on. I don't get all of that, right? He's reminding them, come on, guys, I got to pay the YouTube Vic. So somebody's got to give me more money. I love that David Wilcock has devolved into a Dark Side Phil character now. He is totally lolcalling out, like begging for money like DSP.
We're doing really well here. We're up to about $1,200 so far. That
$1,200 so far.
So I don't get all of that, but it does definitely help. So thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, we need to get more donations, guys. We definitely need to get more donations. Holy.
This concept of ancient Death Stars and moons, I mean, it's directly mentioned in Star Wars. And again, we were told that, you know, Star Wars being such a huge budget film, George Lucas ran.
Yeah, this is great. So he says government insiders told him that they told George Lucas about the Death Stars and it's real.
And way over budget, that he was tipped off about Death Stars, that this is something they'd already discovered in the secret space programs, in the so-called legacy program, as they're calling it in the movie Age of Disclosure.
Okay, so David Wilcock is saying that Death Stars are real, and somebody told George Lucas about the Death Stars because they're real. He is delusional, this guy. Just completely delusional.
Sunny Sky says, family, if you enjoy this type of deep research, support David, smash the like, tell a friend, and donate. Yes, let's see how we're doing here. We're still at $1,200, so anybody that wants to donate more would be great.
He's never done this. Now he knows. I'm only up to this much money, guys. Come on, guys. I'm only up to 1,200. I got to get more than 1,200. This is something else. He is crashing the fuck out worrying about money. And by the way, I'm not sure. He's free to correct me, but I believe he just sold a piece of real estate for $200,000 that had no mortgage on it. So directly after receiving something like $200,000, here he is crying to his father. Like just weeks ago, he got a $200,000 check by some reports, right? The real estate market is not good in Colorado, but apparently it's good enough in New York for him to sell a home in New York for $200,000+. Now I know he doesn't get to keep all of that, but what did he keep? 150, 175? Imagine having a $175K check that you just deposited into your bank account a week or two ago, and you go live on YouTube complaining because you're only getting $1,200 for your stream, right? It's one of those things. Amber Geddon is here. Now it's a party. Welcome back, Stephen. So blessed to have you healthy and laughing. You were very missed. Well, it's good to be missed, and I'm so grateful to everybody who reached out and sent messages and thankful to Arlene and Spooky put up a section in the Discord just for people to. I'll share some of them a little bit later there. And thank you, Amber Gedden, for your kindness, generosity, and support. Big support tonight. And we 6 more to go to the goal. Imagine that. Yeah, we're going to do another run of these clips. Maybe his stream previous, and then we'll do an Ask Me Anything as much as my energy will hold out. And Sam Corbin says, so good to see everyone back in the chat. Yeah, well, reruns don't do very much, but thanks to everybody who showed up for the replays. And I hope you all understand I had to do something to keep that hamster wheel moving even just a little bit till we could get back to the live, version of the show.
We can always use it.
We can always use the money. And Buffalo Spunks, oh no, 1,200. He's going to starve to death. Amanda says 1,200 should be enough for a large piece of moon dust and some furry handcuffs. Poor David, he's begging for money. No yummy, yum organic food or bison steakies for little baby David. Somebody found compelling evidence of Draco R'ers, essayers, right? Oh, man.
And another thing that they did, they created in us is the desire to create and worship idols. The Draco reptilians apparently wanted us to have this, desire to worship idols.
Where's he getting it from? The source is, I made it up? The source is, trust me, bro? Yeah.
Because
he talks about Jupiter ascending. One of his videos got copyright claimed off of YouTube because he used so much of the movie.
That means that we would be great slaves for them, which sometimes they take us in that way. That's part of what's happening here. So movie Jupiter Ascending has a lot of really interesting things in it that are correlated with some of this disclosure. We have reptilians that show up in the movie.
It's so stupid. He's actually admitting what his source material is here. We know he steals from Star Trek. He says Star Wars is basically a documentary and it's real. We know he steals from Stargate and Stargate SG-1. And, I'm sure he's stolen from Babylon 5. Anybody remember that sci-fi series? Right? And Battlestar Galactica, he's stolen material from Evil AI, a race of evil AIs. And, is it really that the movies, people that make the movies are being told what's really going on out there? Or does he just watch movies and go yeah, that sounds good?
And we have this spacefaring race that is actually going around and mining humans. That's what it turns into. So the Jupiter Ascending, very likely, it's strange that they did this movie after The Matrix. It was a sleeper. It wasn't really very popular, but has a lot of narrative elements that
I think it's a shitty movie, and I'm a sci-fi fan. I'm allowed to say that. I think that movie sucks.
Correlate with disclosure in it, including this idea that
it's bad CGI killed it. Most of the movie is CGI.
The Draco control,
like watching a few live actors inside a cartoon that's not quite good enough to pass as reality.
The Earth, and that they want payment of rent for being who they are and for being here.
They want payment of rent. Okay, just a few more. And then I guess we'll do last week's, unless we're going to sit through. We might sit through 12-minute Macario? Macario did another cut of the mass arrests are coming soon.
Queequee 2.0 says, David, I'm not excited about holidays. It's always a reminder of how alone and misfit I feel from my peers and family. I wish to be more uplifted. Thank you for this family here each Sunday.
Yeah, so that's one of the vulnerable, lonely people in his audience. You think he'd say something nice, right? No, because he's a selfish, spoiled rich kid.
Linda Corsiak says, I hope it's all. Part of the problem is that I have.
Yeah, listen to this. So he's complaining in this clip that he doesn't have money to buy new mattresses, but he just bought a brand new car. Think about that. I don't have money to buy a bed, but I just bought a brand new car. That's ghetto money right there, right? That's something, that's some ghetto shit. There's springs coming through my mattress and I can't sleep because my bed's so bad, but I'm going to buy a brand new car because I'm, ghetto rich.
Mattresses on regular box springs, and so the heat is too high. and they build up heat, and that makes it difficult to sleep. So
But yeah, before he's talking about he's freezing to death. Now he's too hot and he can't sleep. This guy just loves to complain about every little thing in his life.
that's what I've
A new car when he barely leaves his house versus a bed that he would use every day. Not sure how David was able to buy a new car. I don't know how he was able to buy a new car. Nothing would make me happier than to see him live in poverty for the rest of his miserable life. Damn, Buffalo Spunks, why don't you tell us what you really think about this degenerate, disgusting scammer? David has been drinking the pockets of new age spinster ants more than any recession in history.
ultimately figured out is the reason why I'm having so much insomnia is because of the heat buildup from these foam mattresses. And I haven't had the time or the ability financially to actually replace them
So open a window, you pussy.
with the right kinds of mattresses, the right kinds of, you need a slatted wood foundation underneath, actually. So that's something I still need to do. Stefka Filipov donates $100.
Is he saying he has no bed frame, but he bought a brand new car?
That's really great right at the end. Thank you so much. She says, thank you, David. Valerie Ann Gritto says, I know it's been said before, but you truly are an inspiration. Keep going. You are assisting civilization in ways you can't even fathom.
Imagine how retarded that donator is.
Thank you and yours. God bless you. Christ is king. Did you get that new car? Yes, I did. It finally happened. It took a long time to get there, but it finally happened. And I'm very great about that.
So he got a brand new car as he's on a live stream complaining that $1,200 is not enough. Maybe you shouldn't have bought a brand new car. And, you know, not for nothing, don't take financial advice from me or anybody on YouTube for that matter, but a car is a depreciating asset. Like, let's say, for example, you go buy a brand new $30,000 car, $40,000 car. The minute you drive it off of the lot, it's now worth half of what the sticker price was, right? So I don't know, me, I never spend money on cars. That's not true. I once bought my dream Corvette and I had it for many years. I enjoyed that car, but that was a classic car. That's a little different than buying a brand new car and paying payments on it forever, right? But good for him.
Very happy that
He got a brand new car but he doesn't have a job. You know, these are the things that amuse me. Like you don't have a job and you work one day a week, but you were able to buy yourself a brand new car. The scam is good, I guess, right? The scam's going. And last one for this last week's stream. This is the most recent stream that we're covering tonight, by the way, but we'll probably go back and do the previous week's stream. We'll call it a 2-for-1 tonight.
we have Extal, Did J, any Stavati news. Well, I can't go into detail about the actual.
I can't tell you what's really happening because what's really happening is nothing. My company has not produced a single airplane product or service in the 30 years it's been in business, but big billion-dollar deals are just flying our way every week. He's been bragging about this shit for years. Nothing ever happens and nothing ever will, except new people sue Stavati, or they get evicted from part of their property, or they get exposed as being a scam by somebody that sues them and says they're a scam.
The actual news per se, because of the policy that we have, but I will just say that
yeah, the policy that we have is designed to just completely snow people into thinking we're a real company when we never produced an airplane.
there are several things going on that are very exciting. Deals that I've already talked about before that are moving forward. Other things
Those deals, remember when he kept saying the money's coming next Tuesday?
that are moving forward.
And that was for years and years. Buffalo Spunk says, yes, David, that's how you roll in an endless circle of nothing. The money is always coming, but never here. You're always closing on deals that are never actually closed, but everything is always so great. You're always so happy, which is why you're always e-begging. He was complaining about his mattress last year. He said he hadn't had a new bed in years, and then he bought one. This was before he was complaining about the fridge. Yeah. So he can't even keep his lies straight because listen to this one.
Linda Korsiak says, I hope it's all smoothing out in your real life. Well, part of the problem is that I have foam mattresses.
Oh, that's the clip we've already done, so I apologize. I thought that was a clip from last year.
We have Extal did J.
Big
Any
deals.
Stavati news? Well,
Big deals.
I can't go into detail about
Of course,
the
you can't go into
actual,
detail because there are no details.
the actual news per se, because of the policy that we have. But I will just say that there are several things going on that are very exciting.
Exciting things are always happening, but yet the company never produces anything.
Deals that I've already talked about before that are moving forward, other things that are moving forward.
You mean like when you said you guys got $2 billion, but then you didn't get the $2 billion?
Forward, and it's a good time for us. So we're very happy.
We're very happy right now that we've never produced a single product or service, that we're being sued by everybody, including at one time our own accountant. Not everybody, but they're being sued by a bunch of different creditors that they owe money to. They're being sued by a previous investor for, what is it, $5 or $6 million that they owe him.
And, that's kind of how we roll around here. So
yeah, that's how we roll. Nothing ever happens, but we keep pretending that big things are on the horizon so we can attract new dummies to give us money for a company that's never produced a profit in 30 years. Awesome. Tim Curley, for the goal, let's go, True Seekers. Praise to cash. Steven's back. That is correct, Tim Curley. And thank you for being a supporter. And I haven't checked in with the goal. 25 of 30. So 5 to go. But we're going to do the overtime anyway before we even hit the goal, because I'm not Dark Side Phil, right? Sam Corbin says, praise the cash. Yes. Poor David doesn't have enough money to live his extravagant lifestyle. That is right. That's right. Listen, if you live in a $2 million house, you're not surviving very long on $1,200 a month. So David Wilcock he's going to start crashing out bad. You think he's begging for money now? It's going to turn into a full-on beg fest, e-beg fest. Every week it's going to get worse and worse. That's what I'm predicting, Sam Corbin. We'll see what happens. How Stavati hasn't been ordered to shut down is beyond me. Well, if people are stupid enough to invest in a company that's never turned a profit in 30 years, I don't think the government cares to step in, and there's some more bad news for Stavati, which I'm going to try to get the John Christian Spadavaccia, and you guys will have to forgive me. I got him. JCS pad. Okay. So basically what happened is that Stavati's new plan to make any money was that they were going to rent. Remember, so far they've rented the facility, the hangar. They've rented it to a garbage dumpster company that stored garbage dumpsters. And then, I don't know, for whatever reason, that ended. Then they started renting part of their facility to a sewage company that was dumping, quote, fill, unquote, on their facility. And the government, I think, shut them down over that. And John Christian Spadavaccia, friend and contributor, investigative journalist, reports the town of Niagara has denied Stavati's plan to lease part of their New York property for car storage. This is very bad for Stavati. And I'd read you the article, but it's one of those things. Stavati Automotive. He really does just make stuff up as he goes along. Sounds like the town of Niagara has had enough of Stavati and Beskar. To be fair to Stavati, it's a real Wyoming company. It just doesn't do anything. Now that Niagara has put the lid on their car storage hope, the corporate entity will likely be useless. The company is registered at Beskar's house. The agent is a Wyoming company specializing in corporations. Stavati Aerospace is fucked. Oh, man. You can't make this stuff up.
Stavati Aerospace is fucked.
That is correct. That is correct. So I don't know how the government can say, hey, you can't lease your facility to store cars in. Yeah, and Stormcrow says hover car storage, right? Sam Corbin, Stavati is nothing more than a company that 3D prints aerospace toys. It looks that way. UAP or SAP is here. Welcome. Steve Long, good to see you, buddy. His electricity bill is probably $400 a month alone. This is why David Wilcock only making $1,200 a stream is going to have him crashing out. He is going to crash out harder than we've ever seen him crash out. Because if you have a $2 million house, you need like $5-10 grand a month just to stay, afloat, right? You are not surviving. You're not going to survive very long making, $800 net a week. What is that? $3,200? How's he paying the bills on a $2 million house? And remember, he just bought a car. So unless he bought it cash, he's got car payments, mortgage payments, IRS payments, right? It's just one of those things, friends. The math ain't mathing right now. I mean, when he was getting $10,000, $15,000 a month in super chats, yeah, the math was mathing. But not anymore. Doesn't seem like the math is mathing. Oh my goodness. There is a video which was made by Macario of David Wilcock promising mass arrests since 2012, and it is 26 minutes long. If Macario says I will take, I don't want to sit here for 26 minutes. You guys know the drill. He has been promising mass arrests over and over again since 2012. It's never going to happen. The latest is give me $333. The mass arrests and mass ascension and open extraterrestrial contact is all happening in 2025, and then nothing happens. If Macario is okay, I will take this video and I will post it to our main channel or our clips channel or both, right? But we, I don't want to sit here for 26 minutes. So Bland Polecat is here. Welcome, Bland Polecat. I'm so happy that you're back, Stephen. Praise the cash. I'm happy to be here and breathing. That's what I will say. But thank you, Bland Polecat, for your kindness, generosity, and support. And I'll be in touch with you about the circus show. By the way, that was one of my other big regrets. I worked so hard on this Internet Insanity circus show. And the thought of like suddenly dying and that shit just being on my hard drive and nobody seeing the finished show, like made me angry and sad at the same time. So I'm going to get that going. I really am. And thank you, Bland Polecat. And now we have 4 to the goal to go. And let's get there. FP Usoft says the crash out will be glorious, and I can't wait to see it. Algaray, the math ain't mathin'. Yeah, how are you staying afloat with $3,000 a month when you have car payment, mortgage payment on a $2 million mansion, Colorado winter? Whether he's paying $1,000 or $2,000 a month in gas or electric, heat for the winter is going to cost him conservatively $10,000 to $15,000. And if you're only making $3,000 a month income, I just don't know. The math ain't mathin'. That's the best way to say it. So the crash out is coming soon. Only $15,000. Yeah, he's detailed. Maybe Macario can help. He's detailed like, oh, my mortgage is $5,000 a month. Or he said he gave up some of his expenses. The math ain't mathin', friends. Yeah, Cthulhugen 247 is here and says, glad to see you're doing better. Feeling much better, but still not quite myself. But I'm gonna, you do what you got to do, and I will say this: I'm glad that I did tonight's show because I feel like this is one step towards me feeling more normal. I'm not one of those people. I mean, ask anybody that knows me in real life. Like, I don't just sit. Like I'm building something, or I'm editing a video, or I'm, in my little MIDI recording studio working on songs or music, or I'm building something, I don't just sit. I cannot do it. And so this last few weeks for me has been something of a torturous situation, especially in the hospital, because that's even worse. So you're just sitting in that little room and you can't go nowhere. And it was the oddest thing. They have this little toilet off in the corner. It was not fun. And I felt like I was stuck. And by the way, I am famous at that hospital now because they told me I could take a walk. The first few times I took a walk, I just took a walk around in a circle around the unit. And, but you ever been in a hospital? It's like a rat maze. It's easy to get lost. So one of the times they told me I could take a walk, I decided because of the tea situation and them keep giving me coffee, I hadn't had any caffeine. So I found a vending machine, but I'm not real big on sodas and things like that. So then I saw some elevators and a sign that said like cafeteria or something. So, and by the way, it didn't even register with me, but it was like 12:30 at night. So I tried to go down to the cafeteria just to get some hot tea or some caffeinated beverages. The cafeteria was closed and they didn't know where I went. And I'm supposed to be in the ICU. So the nurses freaked out. They almost called security to go find me. They thought I may have fallen or gotten confused due to my neurological condition. I was going I think I was only going 15 or 20 minutes, but generally people in the neurocritical care unit don't get up out of their beds and just walk, to the ground floor of a hospital when you're on the 5th floor or whatever. I was going, they were very upset when I got back. And then I had strict orders. This is where you can walk. You don't go downstairs. You don't, that's interesting. Arlene says, John said David Wilcock hasn't bought the car yet. How would he know that? I mean, I know he's a good investigative journalist, but how would he know if he bought a car or not? H-Bomb is here. Glad you're alive and well. Thank you very much, H-Bomb, and I appreciate what you did for my family. For those unaware, H-Bomb came here and fixed my home, my heater, and I am sitting in, not right now, now I'm in the alternate streaming location. That's another thing. All this time off, you think I would get that office cleaned and ready to do streams from? Not yet, because I'm a slob, but I'm hopeful that we will get that ready and I'll start using the office, which is wonderfully heated now, right? Thank you, H-Bomb, for your kindness, generosity, and support. And we've got Urban Terra with one for the goal as well. Great to see you back, Stephen. Take it slow. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a choice, right? Yeah, and Garaji, this is the big thing. It's not like you got any sleep. They wake you up every 2 hours or every hour. It's like every hour or two. And it's the stupidest thing. Like, you just fall asleep, and then the next thing you know, you're getting woken up because somebody needs your temperature. And, okay, I'd rather wake up and then put it in my mouth, because the alternative is them jamming it in your ass, which is never fun. And then I was on all these meds. So like every 4 hours, you're taking this blood spasm medication, and the nurse would come in with these 2 big horse pills. And then an hour, every hour they were waking you up for something. So it was not a good time. You can't really rest when you're in the hospital. Stephen commented about his escape in the Discord. The next day he commented they had him drugged up real good. Trying to keep me in my bed, I guess, right? Which is funnier, Zesty Phil or the Kid Phil? I think the Kid Phil is funny as fuck. I prefer the Kid Phil. I like the gay to be just Wilcock, right? We're all just glad you're back. I'm glad to be back. So we're only at 2 hours in. I've got some more time to share with you. So we're going to go through the previous weeks. And I'm sorry, if I'd known that we were going to do this, we would have done it in order. But let's go through the previous week's stream, which is a whole lot of more nothing burgers, if you ask me. And I was talking to the guys from Hidden in Plain Sight. Shout out to them. And they were like, well, it was good timing because he's been boring as fuck for the past 3 or 4 weeks. His streams have been so boring. Yeah, I tend to agree, but we'll go through them. And we are at 28 of 30. See that, Dark Side Phil? Just trust in your audience and put the content in the bag. You don't have to beg like a crackhead. We didn't even announce a goal tonight, but the goal is there. There's 28 of 30. We need 2 more $5 super chats, and we hit the goal for tonight, and we're already into the overtime. I was thinking that I would start at the last one that we missed and get all the way going. I don't know.
Joe Chapman says, what are we revealing now? I hope not another End of Times or Ascension. I got a bit tired of that. Well, no, we're going to be talking about...
Even his audience is tired of the Ascension is coming soon scam.
Insider testimony, talking about UFO truth and all these different things that really were, in many ways, how I got started here.
Even his chat is turning on him.
What are we revealing now?
That's what's happening. His chat is turning on him. That's exactly what's happening.
So yeah, we've got good stuff here, and I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be on the air.
We've got good stuff here. What does that mean? I'm getting super chats. That's the good stuff.
You know, however much longer that is, we'll keep on going as best we can. You know, there's a lot of threats out there. The threat profile is very real.
Remember, I said threat profile is his new big word. He talked about Candace Owens' threat profile, Charlie Kirk's threat profile. Now he's got a big threat profile. As if somebody is threatening him, like, hey, stop going on the internet and bullshitting and scamming morons and retarded people, or I'm going to kill you. It's so stupid. There's no threat profile for you, you moron. You're not important enough. Anime Chris says, 1 left. Can we hit it? 1 for the goal. And we need 1 more, a 5 or more, and we will have hit the goal. And by the way, you'll see that I have increased the usual goal from 20 to 30, just trying to make up for those 3 weeks of lost time. But, you know, I will say this, Anime Chris, I was happy during this situation to be self-employed. You ever have a situation like that and have an employer that you have to basically beg for the time off that you need? And by the way, the doctor, the neurologist, said that I should take at least 6 weeks off after getting out of the hospital. I took 1. I can't do 6 weeks. I can't sit still for that long. I just can't do it. And Amber Geddon is here with the 1 for the goal, saying for the goal and praise the cash. Well, thank you all. We've hit the goal. You get the confetti in the live chat, and we're going to do the overtime. We'll go through another one of these.
It's not a joke. This is hard work to do. It's not easy. So I'm trying my best, and I'm trying to be there with you guys.
This is hard work to do. Yeah, lying to people every week is very difficult. I get it.
I certainly hope you don't think I'm a troll. I'm a soul going through extreme poverty. Do you understand what it's not like to even be able to afford gas? Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. This guy who made $258,000 last year understands what it's like to not be able to buy gas. I don't think so.
It's been a very intense time for me too, because my local grocery store cannot afford their own inventory. So this week...
I'm sorry you can't afford gas. I can't get bison steaks and the coconut milk I like. My life is terrible. So difficult being me.
Really was not very much food at all. I've had to actually, believe it or not, I've had to carefully ration my supplies this week.
He's had to carefully ration his bison steaks and coconut milk. What a soy boy this guy is.
And that has caused me to have constipation and ongoing insomnia as a result of the stress.
Could you imagine? Like, listen, I've been having trouble sleeping and I've been having trouble shitting. I need to make a slide and tell my audience about my problem shitting and sleeping. I can't sleep. I can't shit. Feel sorry for me. Send me some money. I can't sleep and I can't shit.
That I've had to go through. So I definitely understand.
Yeah, I definitely understand what it's like to be you when you can't buy gas, because I'm having trouble shitting and sleeping and getting the groceries that I prefer. What a piece of shit, man.
And we have some deals vectoring in with Stavati. I can't really go into detail.
Again, I can't go into detail, but big deals are coming. This is 2 weeks ago. We just heard in the previous clips that big deals are coming in. How come every week big deals are coming in, but none of them ever actually make it in, Mr. Wilcock? Could it be because you're full of shit and a liar, and so's the whole Stavati company?
But, you know, that's going to really save my butt. And so the next month is very, very critical for us. We really hope that things will happen
Nothing's going to happen.
the way that they're supposed to happen.
No, nothing's going to happen. There's no deals. There is no deals.
So without our support, without your super chats, we
Here he is begging again. So that's 2 weeks in a row he was begging for super chats like Darkside Phil.
really need those. Thank you very much so far. Everybody's been doing great on that. And anybody else who wants to step up, I'm really happy if you do.
Yeah, not enough of you retards are giving me money, so we need more retarded people to step up. Give me your disability check or your Social Security check, Granny.
DC Knowledge and Entertainment says, above all going on, I'm glad I can be here today. It's so much needed. I sit here in an old RV using my McDonald's Wi-Fi. Sitting on my bed with my dog. I'm thankful to even have this. I guess he's got Wi-Fi for McDonald's. Okay, well, good enough.
Yeah, that's good enough. You got to go to McDonald's to watch my show. He's such
And New Zealand,
such a rich, out of touch boy, right? People in his chat are in real trouble, yet they still send Wilcock money for food.
Day, donate 100 New Zealand dollars to help with some groceries. Been following you since 1999. I knew you were right the first time I heard you. Thank you for decades of knowledge and entertainment. Love to all. That is
Okay, so he said by his own admission that he made $258,000 in YouTube profits alone last year. And yet his audience has to help him with grocery money.
awesome. Thank you. And
Okay, I guess his audience has to help him with grocery money.
New Zealand Day,
Oh, sorry, wrong one. Go to the next one.
because major
Okay, so 2 weeks ago, he said major disclosures are getting ready to break this week. Did anybody catch the major disclosures?
disclosures are getting ready to break, and that is such an important part of the process. We
Major disclosures, and then nothing happened. Remember, he's supposed to be Earth's greatest psychic, Earth's greatest prophet. He's in direct communication with the Archangel Michael, who's telling him the future. And yet every prediction he makes completely and totally fails because he's a false prophet and a total scam artist. There's no major disclosures.
so many people saying, I'm done. I don't support him anymore. I'm out. I don't want to have anything to do with this. The whole thing is annoying. So yeah, I seek to understand why this kind of a statement would be made. Yes, it could be reverse psychology. David, it is very boring. Either do the presentation or stop and answer the chat. Otherwise, it will be annoying. Well, I'm doing both.
The chat's revolting from his show being so shitty. And by the way, a great portion of his last bunch of shows were just talking to the live chat.
But we've got a lot of people watching. We're up to 3,700 viewers. So I think that we're doing fine as far as
Well, that's down from 10K last year this time.
total amount of public support.
Did he lose half his audience? Oh, shit.
There's all sorts of unexpected data getting ready to break loose here, folks.
That was 2 weeks ago. Did anybody see the unexpected data breaking loose? Oh, that's right. Another failed prediction. What a loser, right? Yes, the stupid age of disclosure nothing burger, says Ambergeddon. By popular demand, we'll cover it this week. I've got a banger of a show about that piece of shit documentary. Hey, we thank Janoy Kresva. One, big up, Steve. So glad you're alive and well. I was just rewatching your DSP interview. Love how you rip apart these UFO mega grifters too. Thank you, and thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Big support from Janoy Kresva. One. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate it. We are beyond the goal. We are beyond the goal.
And so I think that disclosure could be an effort for mass distraction.
Now disclosure is an effort for mass distraction. Is that new? I don't know.
And I do believe
He's just pissed off because all the grifters got together. A bunch of the grifters got together to make that Age of Disclosure documentary. And they're getting all the attention and I guess all the money because you got to pay $20 to watch that piece of shit. But hey, unlike Corey Goods, that's available on certain sites, you know. Corey Goods is such a piece of shit. Nobody even bothered to copy and pirate it or see it anywhere. It's so bad.
I believe this administration, with all of the flaws and the warts and things that upset people, I do believe this administration is part of that work to try to bring us to a safe place, bring us to a higher level. So yes, Ezra has had a lot to say about this over time.
Oh, he's been straddling the fence on Ezra because he went to anti-Semitic for, I think, for Wilcock's tastes. Now he's talking about him again.
Due to the threat profile, as I've told you guys before, and due to the fact that I don't...
Threat profile, that's his new big word. He must have heard that somewhere and incorporated it into his scams and grifts.
Have the same kind of protection around me that he does. I don't feel comfortable reading those slides. I do deeply apologize to the Alliance and to 47 for this.
He's apologizing to President Trump and the fake alliance because he can't read Q-Tard posts anymore.
But, you know...
It's too dangerous. It's just too dangerous to read Q-Tard posts. I can't do it. It's too dangerous. The threat profile is too high. I cannot read retarded Q-Tard posts on my show anymore. I'm sorry, Donald Trump. I'm sorry, Alliance and Shadows of Ezra.
At the same time, I absolutely believe that they are working a plan of some kind. That there
trust the scam. Trust the plan, really? Come on, man.
Is an agenda. There is a hope for humanity. And I do.
No, there's no hope for humanity. When I see the number of retards giving David Wilcock money, I know there's no hope for humanity, because no matter how dumb you think David Wilcock's followers are and supporters are, they're even fucking stupider than that. Really, they are. I think that anybody that gives David Wilcock money unironically should be hospitalized. That's just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. In a psychiatric hospital, right?
Like the comments have frozen. Are you guys writing any comments? I'm just curious. Maybe you're just actually listening now.
The live chat stopped and suddenly he's under deep state attack.
Is this real data or is this made up nonsense? Okay, well, my comments seem to have frozen.
More glitches.
I don't know why I'm not getting anything. Let me write something.
The guy with the 180 IQ can't work a live stream.
Something here. We'll just see. But yeah, it's interesting that I'm not getting any comments at all. I don't know why that's happening.
David is being
hopefully
stupid
you guys
idiot.
are still there. I just don't. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. So that's a very strange.
Hopefully my stream is still running, but I don't see anybody sucking my cock in the chat telling me how great I am.
Thing, the stuff that I'm talking about, and then the comments have basically frozen at this point, which is very strange. That's never happened before. So we're up to 3,928 concurrent viewers.
He loves to keep doing that. Like, oh, I got 4,000 people watching me. Who cares? David Wilcock used to be botted out the wazoo. I don't even think he can afford the bots anymore, because last year around this time, as best I recall, he was getting 10 to 15,000 live viewers. Now he's getting 2 to 3 to 5,000 live views, 2 to 4, I would say. Falling Starlight's here saying, hey man, happy you're back. This guy has been ripping people off for decades. It's important what you do. All the best to your family. Yeah, and that was another thought of mine during my health crisis. Who's going to felt Wilcock every week if I don't do it? Well, there's a few people, like the Hidden in Plain Sight boys do a great job. Go check them out. They're funny as hell. I just watched one of their streams where they were talking about Wilcock backpedaling and how pathetic he is. It was pretty funny. Thank you, Falling Starlights, for your kindness, generosity, and support. The Dark Alliance is fucking with him. That's exactly what it is. It's not just that he doesn't know how to work a computer.
And that's great. So you guys are still here with me. I just don't have any comment interaction at all. I'm not sure why that is.
Because nobody cares about you, buddy. That's what it is. Nobody cares.
Now it's back. Okay, great. So you can see all the comments. Perfect. I just had to hit refresh, and it worked. And okay, great. Thank God.
Thank God. Hitting refresh
Thank
worked.
God we got the comments back. I'm not sure what happened here. I've never had that happen before.
Yeah, he's freaking out because half of his show is just going through the comments.
Or, thank God. Woo, we did it. We got the comments back. I was willing to take a big risk.
Willing to take a big risk. What is he risking?
And yes, it actually happened. That was something, that was my own scare event. You're right. Crashes for me 5 times.
Yeah, how many are hate watching Tim Curley?
And there was much rejoicing. Yay, says Rio Dragon. Whoa, my God. I got to just process this trauma, you guys. Like,
he's had trauma. He's so weak, says Macaria.
I really thought that whatever I talked about, that we finally.
Wow, look at how bald he is. Holy jeez, man. Look how bald he is at the top of his head. Holy shit, man. Look at how bald he is. He's broke. He's bald. And he's gay. But he's definitely bald. I don't know about the gay thing. A lot of rumors. And he is kind of butt obsessed, so it kind of makes sense. And he dreams about penises a lot. So there's ample supportive evidence that he is indeed gay. But he's definitely bald. And I'm pretty sure he's broke, too. Broke, bald, and gay. Look at how bald he is. Holy shit. It's like half of his. What is he doing? He's doing a modified sweep over, right? Instead of normally the sweep over is all to one side, right? Where he just takes whatever most of the top of his head now. He's probably ripping his own hair out. Well, that's weird. Talking about a deep state attack. Yeah, he's broke, he's bald, he's gay, and he's constipated, right? Yeah, my video did freeze for a moment there. I'm under David Wilcock's psychic attack right now. That's what happened. Oh, let's continue.
I talked about that we finally went a little bit too far and something went wrong. But no, we are back, and I am seeing you guys' comments. Thank God. I was the only one that got blocked. It just totally stopped and it froze. But we're at 4,000 viewers. And
yes,
why? Remember when I was having all the problems with like it was turning red and the stream was buffering and all that?
Oh,
that was because I had something, that was loading. So
yeah, he was loading gay porn while he was doing his show. I think David Wilcock watches gay porn in one window on his screen. That's what I think. Or he has a second screen for the gay porn that he watches to keep himself entertained while he's lying to morons on the internet. Yeah. All right, let's see.
It was loading into my laptop. I had an open instance of our chat window in my laptop. And so my server was trying to parse 2 live streams at once. Yes, thank
this moron has a server.
God, we've got all the comments back now. Dude, that's like probably about the scariest thing that's ever happened to me during live streaming at all.
That's the scariest thing that's ever happened to him, not getting butt banged by reptilian aliens, right? Oh, jeez. Poor David Wilcock. Can't even run a live stream.
This is apparently a real photo of it. So notice it is green.
Yes, here he's going to say the Trojans invaded Greece by putting soldiers in a horse.
Harvard scientist Avi Loeb warns that this Manhattan-sized interstellar object zipping through our
Remember, he's got a 180 IQ.
Could be an extraterrestrial Trojan horse. That's like when when Greece was invaded, the Trojans invaded by putting soldiers inside a horse. So that's a signal.
That was Troy, you fucking moron.
For
not
humanity
Greece.
From the New York Post.
Oh, what a moron. Second time he made that mistake. Yeah.
So yes, fear will not work. Too many are already awake. That's the thing. I'm just trying to make it clear. They can take some of us out of the game. They took Charlie Kirk out of the game. Hopefully I get to keep fighting, but there's a threat profile around me too.
Again, threat profile. This is like when he discovered the word briefings and he used to say briefings every half hour I'm getting new briefings. There's been some exciting new briefings that I'm willing to share with you. You're not getting briefings. You're talking to your moron, retarded, fake insiders. That's not a briefing. A briefing is from a government, official usually. I don't know. I don't know. Xander Vorkov is here with one for the extended goal. It's the deep state attacking his stream for physically diverting the Trump bullet in his dream. That's what it is. That's definitely what it is, Xander Vorkov. That's absolutely what it is. For Extra's right hand, Farrat praised the cash. First, praise the cash. Second, what is the wildest thing you've heard from jokers like this? Hope all is well, Stephen. Well, my favorite of David Wilcock's stories is the time that he got butt banged by reptilian aliens. And then later he said he got butt banged by gray aliens as well. So apparently David Wilcock has had 2 separate alien species penises inside his asshole. It's a very popular, he's got Earth's most popular asshole with multiple species of aliens, because both times, I think 2 reptilian aliens butt banged him and then 2 gray aliens butt banged him. So there's that for Extra's right hand. There's that. I mean, I don't know how he thinks it's a good idea to go on a public live stream and tell everybody that you're getting butt banged by aliens, but here we are.
Well, I definitely have this awareness of my own mortality, that this is risky work to do. It's not easy to get out here week after week and boldly proclaim the truth.
He's boldly proclaiming the truth while he's lying to you. And he's talking about how dangerous this is. A lot of these UFO scammer grifters do this. Oh, I'm under attack because my information is so sensitive. No, it's not. This is a plot device.
And so again, I want to thank you for standing with me. You are my family. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful that you're here today.
I love you all so much. I love your money. That's what he means.
And Midnight Mark says David should go back to his medicine. No, definitely not. I'm a lot happier being the way I am now.
Poor David's not smoking any he's not partaking of the cannabis anymore.
Maybe I'm not quite as funny, but at least I'm doing better and feeling better in many ways.
Doing better and feeling better. Off the sauce. Yeah, and by the way, several people have reached out to me and said I should quit smoking after my recent health scare. And the truth is I did. The entire time I was in the hospital, I didn't have one cigarette. They won't let you do that there. Eventually, they gave me a patch. And I was fine until I got home. And then, yeah. But I still have the patch prescription, and I'm going to give it a good, honest try. I've quit smoking a bunch of times in my past, and I think it's for the best that I do so. He hates doing his stream. It's so obvious. Yeah, he really, really hates doing the stream. Now I lost my place. I'm sorry.
So yeah.
Oh, here, the threat profile, Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
And
here's the medicine. Let's go to the next one. I apologize.
This is a bunch of BS. Somebody says, well, look, this is a very interesting thing. It is a science fiction story. This is the story of our lives.
Here, somebody says this is BS. His chat, even the morons in his chat are starting to wake up and go, wait, this is all bullshit. And he's dumb enough to read the comment out loud. Moron. You're fucking up the grift, moron. Don't read it. Don't do it, David.
Is a bunch of
Don't
BS.
read it.
Somebody says, well, look.
Then he admits it's all science fiction stories.
This is a very interesting thing. It is a science fiction story. This is the story of our lives.
This is a science fiction story. Buffalo Sponks, he finally admits it's fiction. Freudian slip, Wilcock subconscious came spilling out, folks. It's all science fiction. Yeah, and by the way, Macario got busted. They keep, I don't know if it's David Wilcock or his followers, they keep reporting Macario's account. And all Macario does is post clips from David Wilcock. Apparently that's a bannable offense on X. I don't know.
David, I'm all learned up, says Cameron Clapp. Brokeback Wilcock says Luminous Sapien. Come on, let's be nice. Be nice.
People in his live chat are calling him gay and he's reading them.
We had 2 more donations. Diane.
He is devolving into DSP right before our eyes.
Ross. And we also have Paula Mignon. Will you ask Michael about 3i Atlas Y and what its purpose is?
Yeah, and here he admits that he can't tell the future, and Michael is full of shit. This is very telling.
Yes, I mean, I'm not really 100% clear that my telepathic information is going to work right now because I do have ongoing insomnia. So I wouldn't really just try to.
Yeah, here he is backpedaling on all those 2025 predictions, giving himself an out for why none of the things he predicted for 2025 is actually happening.
Channel something in and then claim that it was accurate right now. I don't think that's necessarily going to work. But
oh, his psychic powers aren't real? Is that what he's admitting to?
Anyway, they did talk about it in the time loop, and the time loop is very interesting. We went through that for the better part of a year here, from September to September.
Okay, so he's giving himself an out for why his predictions are all abysmal failures for 2025.
Paula Mignon just donated. David, please answer my question. Will you ask Michael about 3i Atlas, who and what its purpose is?
Oh, I'm sorry. We just had that one. Let's go to the next.
Deborah Oulette says, David, you're helping voice the Alliance's words. Well, I don't know that. They've never really spoken to me directly.
The Alliance never spoke to him directly.
I hope they like me. I'm trying to do the best I can to help.
He hopes a fictional group of government insiders that he's never spoken to, that he was told about by a fake doctor, con artist, Pete Peterson, like him.
Them out. Have you seen any of the latest information drops? I guess not.
Nope. He's given up on the Q-Tard stuff for a while, right? Given up on the Q-Tard. And this is the last one from the stream 2 weeks ago.
Kaleidoscope Eyes says,
big deals for Stavati.
David, thank you for all your time, effort, and energy, brother. Go Stavati. Yes, we have at least 3 deals with Stavati that hopefully are getting ready to pop. I really hope they do. That would be great. We're getting really close to that.
At least 3 big deals are getting ready to pop for Stavati. Does this sound familiar to anybody else? For years now, he's been saying that they're getting big deals. Xander Vorkov with $2 says the Archangel Michael is compromised by the CIA. Yeah, the Alliance revoked the permits. That's what happened. He's not allowed to read Q-Tard posts anymore. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. Urban Terror is here and says he's running out of good comments, so he has to read the bad ones now. That is correct, Urban Terror. You know it's bad when Wilcock gave up on the Q-Tard stuff. Yeah, it's one of those things. You notice after every negative comment, he has to tell everyone he's doing well. Yeah, sound familiar? DSP much? I'm very successful. I run a successful business. Yeah. Didn't David say he got that soldier coin from meeting an Alliance person? Yes, he did. And we busted him because he held up a coin and he said that he got it in top secret briefings. And you can't get coins like this unless you're in top secret briefings. And we showed that you can buy them on Amazon or eBay. And he said that he got it from a high-ranking military person in a top secret briefing. In other words, he lied through his fake teeth and he scammed his audience again and again and again and again. He sounds more gay than L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah. So big deals are coming in for Stavati. Big deals, friends. There's big deals coming in for Stavati. And, you know, I don't know. What else can I say? The David Wilcock scam goes on and on and on. It never seems to end. It just keeps going and going. It's like the Energizer. He's like the Energizer bunny of scammer grifters on the internet. Decades of scamming his audience. And a special coin for a special boy. Yeah. Turning into DSP sounds about right. Maybe he needs to join forces with DSP and ditch Stavati. Yes. DSP says he runs a business. When is begging for donos all day business? Well, you know, today he got something like 1,500 in donations, apparently. Some people are just charmed and able to, you know, the pignosis is strong with that one. Is that not illegal? Can you just say you have access to classified top secret info if you don't, like impersonating a Fed? It's kind of a gray area, I would say, Renard 008. But I do think that claiming that you've had access to top secret information and that you're gonna reveal that top secret information that you had access to in a course for $333 is a form of consumer fraud. How many days does he have left to get rid of his 2025 grift? Well, we shared it earlier, but for the benefit of those who may have missed it, we'll share it again. We're really getting down in it. Wait a minute. How many days left? Let's do it this way. 37 days left on the 2025 Ascension is coming in 2025 scam. And for those unaware, that he's ran the Ascension is coming soon scam 3 times now. Once leading up to the year 2000, once leading up to the year 2012, and for the last several years leading up to 2025. He said that Ascension, open extraterrestrial contact, and mass arrests were coming in 2025. Anything can be insider knowledge if you believe retards. Yeah. 37 days left on the Ascension is coming in 2025 scam. That's right. He's fucked. And you may be starting to realize this, because I am. If you really sit and read David Wilcock's chat comments, the natives are restless. They're starting to realize you told us for 2 years or something that the Archangel Michael said Ascension was coming in 2025, and we were all going to get superpowers and live in a utopian world, and we'd be able to telepathically communicate and levitate and heal everybody like Jesus did. And that shit's not happening. They're starting to realize that they got scammed. So David Wilcock, you leave behind a legacy of scammery, fraudery, fakery, and griftitude. That's what you leave behind. Leading up to the year 2000, you scammed everybody with the Ascension is coming soon scam. Leading up to the year 2012, you scammed everybody with the Ascension is coming soon scam. Leading up to 2025, you scammed everybody, claiming you were Earth's greatest prophet in contact with the Archangel Michael, and that Ascension was coming in 2025. None of that happened. And let's not forget the PayPal donation scam with Emery Smith. Let's not forget the GoFundMe scam with Pete Peterson. And of course, let's not forget how you scammed perhaps tens or hundreds of thousands of Gaia TV viewers, telling people that you and Corey Good were telling them true stories of the secret space program. And then Corey Good admitted under oath that he just made the stories up. And even your former producer, Jay Widener, came here and said that he believed that you guys were just making these stories up from thin air, that they were completely and totally fake. Urban Terra says, I wonder if Wilcock is still paying the 8 people to screen his chat. Seems not. Yeah, he can't afford that anymore. He once said that he was paying $2,000 a month to chat room moderators to sanitize his chat and make it an echo chamber where nobody was allowed to say anything negative or question him. Yes, only 37 days left to bathe and piss and shove cucumbers in vaginas. Yes. Somebody asked me earlier what some of my favorite crazy things that Wilcock has said. That's one of my other favorites. David Wilcock famously claimed that the Archangel Michael told him that he had to take baths in his own piss to get superpowers, and that he did that. And then he got superpowers, and he may have used those superpowers to move the bullet and save Trump from the assassin, right? He literally started handing them out to anyone that asked. The funny thing was someone started deleting his super chats. That is funny. Yeah, so now he's got volunteer mods that are supposed to be cleaning up his chat, right? MDD is a bitch and says, welcome back, Stephen. I'm glad you're okay. Well, thank you. And thanks to all the well-wishers. We appreciate you. Thanks for appreciating us. I will call today a successful show. To be very honest, I don't get like nervous or stage fright, but I was just a little concerned tonight that I didn't want to suddenly feel like shit during this broadcast, or feel like I'm getting sick, or like something's not right during a live broadcast. You know, like Spooky says, I don't want to stroke out live on stream, especially if we don't have somebody that can log in and turn it off. Well, you know, so I was a little bit nervous, but I'm glad that I came here tonight. I'm so happy to see so many of you show up to see me and wish me well and tell me you're glad I'm back. I really appreciate that. 37 days until the dildo box reveal, says Heavy Kevy. Yes, that is correct. We'll be revealing that. Arlene is here. Thanks for the moderation. It says, it's hilarious that he handed out tons of wrenches without realizing that half his chat are hate viewers. Yeah, and now people are deleting his super chats so he can't read them. He doesn't know about them. They should, you know what? If you're one of those, well, I can't suggest this, but it would be funny, Arlene, if you're one of those hate watchers that got a wrench, if you just start banning the people who give him the big money from his chat. Bleed him, take away his money. No, I can't suggest that as a fellow show host, but it would be funny, right? Don't give those Nigerians your login info, says Let's MAGA. Yeah, we'll try to do that. I will check in with the Kick Chat, make sure we don't have anything else to read out over there. Yeah, we have Rhythm of the Night Pilled gifted a sub. Thank you for that. And Obedient to You also gifted a sub over on Kick. So thanks for that. 2 subs on Kick, we'll take it. One of the weird things about taking this time off is watching the wheels of the support like just go away, right? That kick extra paycheck is so nice every month, and it's very low because we haven't been streaming for weeks and weeks, and I understand that. But I'm going to try to do some Kick only streams and try to get that Kick paycheck back in the next week or two before week really, right? There's only a week before the month ends. Oh, I'm under the gun here, right? Garage, you choked laughing at that one, right? Tanner Sterling says, I'm glad you're healthy, Steve. Are you going to branch out to other truth grifters outside the UFO community? I've got my eye on a few grifters, yeah. As someone who's not 100% on the Wilcock lore, every other thing Steve casually mentions is wild. The church should seriously sue him on Archangel Michael's behalf. Yeah, that's a good one, right? Sam Corbin says, I have a Kick account and will support. Well, thank you for that. Yes, calling all Kick supporters. Can I get my Kick monthly paycheck back? It's always like getting an extra paycheck for the month when it's working and I'm streaming, and even just to get a few subs a show really does help because Kick lets you keep most of that, right? New stuff coming, Mystery Man. Yeah, absolutely. And we want to thank everybody. Also, I want to take a moment to thank some kind and generous benefactors from PayPal. Somebody sent me $100 PayPal, and we want to make sure that we thank and recognize that person. Let me make sure I'm not sharing my screen here. Legal names and all that. Okay, one moment here. I did not get I'll see if I can't find it on Twitter. I know the person mentioned that they gave a big donation to me and how important it was to support me, and I appreciate that immensely. We'll see if we can't find it. Okay, so it's at Milo the White on Twitter. Sent a $100 PayPal pledge. Thank you so much. And also is a contributor, or will be, because some of their music videos from at Milo the White will be featured on some of the broadcasts this week, or at least one of them. And we thank them for the kindness, generosity, and support. Bologna's here saying, oh, he lives. I don't know if you're talking about me, but Winter Soldier is over there. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and support. And I'll just see if I can't go to the stream. Here for Claire just followed us. Rhythm of the Night Pill gifted 1 sub to Winter Soldier. We have FF9000 sending me pennies. And yeah, I think we're all caught up on reading out all the support. So we thank you all for your kindness, generosity, and support. It really means a lot to me that people cared enough to send a few bucks my way while I was, let's just say, indisposed. But I am feeling much better. But like I said, when this kind of thing happens to you, at least this has been my experience the last time, many years ago, and recently this time, I don't know. There's something about confronting your mortality, maybe, that makes you feel a little off kilter or not quite right with the world. I'm slowly getting over that. I'm kind of shaking it off, right? And moving forward, trying to get a little stronger every day. But this is very difficult because they got me on so many medications. And I've got timers on my phone here to remind me every 4 hours you take this pill, every 3 hours you take this, every 8 hours you take this one, once a day you take this one. And it's not good to say it, but the other day I forgot my meds when I got up for half the day, and I felt better that day than I would normally feel taking the meds, right? But that's not good. You're taking the meds for a reason. I think they're trying to keep my blood pressure low and keep me from having blood spasms and all of those things. And I got to take the meds, but they really wear me out, make me tired, make me feeling not quite myself, right? I hope you have good insurance. Yeah, I'm very blessed. Sam Corbin, could you imagine what 12 days in a neurocritical intensive care unit and two brain surgeries cost out of pocket? No, I've got great insurance. It's all covered. I mean, there's going to be some copays, but that'll be negligible, maybe. Well, I shouldn't say negligible. Probably all in with the prescriptions and the copays and all that stuff. It might be a few $1,000s, but I'm alive and breathing and walking around. And, it's very serious what happened to me, because often when somebody has a brain hemorrhage, they just die. But again, like I said, I'm confronted with my mortality here. But I'll tell you what, this Thanksgiving season, I sure got a lot to be thankful for. A lot to be thankful for. It was difficult on my wife and my children too, because remember, I got to take care of the children. So my wife had to work from home or leave work early and do double duty. And anti-seizure meds make you feel like absolute crap. Well, I'm hopeful that they're going to take some of these meds off as time goes on, right? Alive, but feeling like crap. Yeah. And Alish Diavalon says, I'm praying for your safe, speedy recovery. And yes, thanks for all the prayers, meditations, goodwill, well wishes. One of my viewers even sent me this big, huge quartz crystal. It's supposed to have healing properties, and I'm not sure I believe that, but I thank them, and I'm going to take that big quartz crystal and put it on my desk just to remind me of my health and wellness and how important that is. Friends, health is something that we don't think about until we have problems. And I'm going to try to take a different approach and worry about my health and wellness even while I'm feeling good, and trying to focus on continuing to feel good, right? Oh, that's interesting. Amber Gedden says, I was looking for a video on a spiritual guru being a fraud and happened to stumble upon this channel and started watching stuff about Greer, Lazar, and a few others I was familiar with. Well, all roads lead to truth seekers in one form or another. I'm just glad when anybody new finds us. And if you haven't already, friends, please smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you'll know when we're doing the next live show. I will be back here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope that you will be here with us. Now I got to find... Nope, that's not the right background. What are we doing here? Okay. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, I was just looking for some of the a way to play us out here. Yeah, so what I would say about Mr. Wilcock is that he has been so deeply entrenched in conspiracy wacko shit that maybe it's time for him to quit, get a real fucking job, stop scamming morons on the internet for fake shit. Because look at the history this guy has built up of scamming people and lying to people and pretending that his fake stories are real. It really is conspiracy wacko shit. And maybe he needs an excuse to quit, like his money drying up. Is it going to be a pig roast? We'll get to Darkside Phil this week. Yeah, I enjoyed this Asmongold arc, and I'm sure a lot of people will be talking about it, and so I'm sure people will tune in for it. So, but for now, that's all I got for you. I'll be back tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I say this with renewed vigor and, really feel this. No place I would rather be than right here. I'm so thankful and grateful that despite having this big health problem, everything worked out. I'm walking, I'm breathing. Every day I'm starting to feel a little more like myself before the health crisis incident happened. And I'm feeling mostly positive that I will continue to feel like my previous self a little more every day. Baby steps, tomorrow I'm going to start walking and get back to some form of my previous diet. Until then, I'm going to eat some mashed potatoes and pizza and French fries and just try to enjoy myself. So, about this David Wilcock will continue to fascinate me. But like I said, I'm starting because of my health problems, I guess, and that you worry about what you leave behind when you have a situation where you could die. And when I'm gone, I think people, I'm sure I've hurt people and affected people negatively, but by and large, when I'm gone, I want to be remembered for the good that I did in the world. People like David Wilcock won't be remembered for any good they did in the world because they did the world no good. They took money and scammed and scammed and scammed, and they gave back nothing. They used people, abused people, scammed people, lied to people, deceived people, all to enrich themselves. And there but for the grace of God go all of us. All we can do is try to be better person today than we were yesterday. And if nothing else, I hope that this health situation has taught me that some of the things that I do in this world are important and meaningful, and people really think that guy's doing a good thing. And I want to continue to do that. I want to thank each and every one of you for the tremendous outpouring of support that I've had. I'm so happy to be back, and I'll be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. But for now, that's all I got for you, friends. So until next time, my name is Stephen Canby, and good night, and God bless all of you.
Sometimes what we need is a soulful song that can bring us all together, heal our hearts. But in times like these, we might need a song like this. I still want to learn to play piano. I could be practicing every day. I keep saying I'd love to start running. I'd be in shape if I had my way. But there were always aliens to think about, Illuminati and the puppet state. Chemtrails poisoning the populace. No use trying, it's much too late. Big crock conspiracy, wacko shit. Deadlock, truth I never will admit. It's only an excuse to quit. Conspiracy, wacko shit. I spend my days hiding in the basement, isolated as I can get. I sink down deep into my wormhole, the dark side of the internet. I might have liked to drive across America, camping out in the old RV. I'm too scared of Q and on and on and on. They'll hack my brain with the new 5G. Big crock conspiracy, wacko shit. Deadlock, the truth I never will admit. Gives me an excuse to quit. Conspiracy, wacko shit. Fist clenched, strangling my iPad, apocalyptically entertained. I'm sweat drenched, paranoid, it's this bad, pure adrenaline in my veins. At least I finally see I have no choices. 'Cause everyone's controlled by the deep state. long as we believe in unseen forces, we never even try to change our fate. Big crock conspiracy, wacko shit. Deadlock, the truth I never will admit. It's only an excuse to quit. Conspiracy, wacko shit. It's only an excuse to quit. Conspiracy, wacko shit.